It's been a while since we picked up with the crew of the Defiance, so I'm just going to give a summary of their previous voyage, where we're at now, and what we'll be doing here. So, the Defiance was a ship that was originally built for the purpose of being used by the city-state of the Invincible Overlord. However, a Marine by the name of Julian Domitus purchased the ship from the Overlord and made it a privateering vessel. He brought on various crew members from all across the city-state of the Invincible Overlord. He managed to form a crew of loyal and kindred spirits. Eventually, though, the crew found themselves in the city and doing a job to harm someone named Lord Rothschild. That job went well. They caused a rather severe impediment into Lord Rothschild's business. And so before they were able to get out of the city, Lord Rothschild demanded to meet with Julius Domitus and his superior officers. In the office of Lord Rothschild, Captain Domitus was killed, and the crew of the Defiance was given a strict task to complete, or the rest of them would join their captain in the locker of hell. So, they all went to the colonies, and there they had various tasks to do, but their primary purpose was to kill somebody. In this task, they actually failed. They got massively waylaid by eldritch monsters and fish people and strange wizards, lots of things that distracted them, but they failed to get their task done. So their second captain returned to the city-state, Captain Listo Hoof. He was killed for his failure to complete the task, and another captain was selected by the crew. And so, with their third captain, the crew managed to complete the task set before them, kill their target, and they returned to the city. So, as we currently stand, the crew of the Defiance has been in the city of the Invincible Overlord for about 2 months now. A lot of people who were on the previous crew decided to retire. They no longer wished to, sail the open seas, and new people needed to be hired on. The only people that are, definitely staying are the captain, first mate, bosun, and marine sergeant. So, what we're going to do right now is build some new characters that'll be joining the Defiance, as well as hire on some new crew members, because there's a bunch of open slots. Additionally, for the players, there is a spreadsheet that contains all of the details of the Defiance that I'm going to link. And that's just just a spreadsheet that breaks down, all the crew members, their names, their races, the share amount that they'll get. And we'll talk a bit more about that in a second. So, just to start with, for those of you that already have characters that we'll just be adding, some lore onto and figuring out what they've been up to for 2 months. Aaron, who are you playing?
Georg Wallace.
What's his deal?
If I recall, I'm not the Master Carpenter anymore. I'm a first mate.
Indeed.
Her class is Rogue.
Okay.
I'm a level 7.
Well, there you go. Ethan, who are you playing?
I'm playing Adrian Svensson. He's the captain, fighter.
All right.
Chilling.
Blake, who are you playing?
Rudolf Stroheim. He's a level 7 artificer, and he, I guess, no longer, master craftsman or whatever it was.
He's no longer his previous rank. He is now the ship's bosun. So we're gonna make some characters, specifically for Ben Jackson and Xander when he gets here, and then we're going to talk about some hiring decisions which will need to be decided by Ethan, Blake, and Aaron. So I guess at this point is where I sort of open it up. You guys all have the character creation handout, you all have the campaign specific rules, and the officer features. So just to go through each one of these handouts as we go. Character creation, the playable races are human, Athnoeen half-elves, Red Mountain Dawi, Galadrim half-elves, Goblinoids, and Trollkin. Level, new characters are starting at 3, and we'll give out normal XP from there. There's no weird classes allowed or disallowed. I did add a bunch of new spells for this game, which can be found in the spell names.
Spells?
And 3 of them, I think.
Nice private thing.
And then...
new spells.
Yeah, new spells at the bottom there, yeah. Additionally, for campaign-specific rules, we're doing a lot of experimenting this game. We're using normal aging rules, if it happens to come up. Sanity, we're not using anymore. So if you have somewhere on your sheet, Sanity was being tracked from the previous campaign, you can get rid of it. We are changing how death saving throws work, though. The way they're going to work now is, when you are knocked to 0 hit points, you are unconscious, and at the start of each turn, you lose 1 hit point, going into the negatives. if your negative HP equals your con score plus your player level, you die. So there's basically no way to like naturally recover unless someone else heals you, and you get stabilized.
Is that the 2E system?
It's a modified version of the 2E system. Yeah, it's pretty similar. We're also using lingering injuries again. I haven't changed the table, so we're just going to use the classic one. And lastly, our officer rolls, and these you should just read.
Wait, I have a question about the death roll thing.
Yeah, of course.
If I'm at 5 health and I get hit for 10 damage, do I go to -5 or does it buffer at 0?
Buffers at 0.
Okay.
But if you take damage while you're down, then that does go through in full. So if you're at 0 HP, you take 7 damage, you're at -7.
Okay.
All right, so last thing is officer roles. You guys have already selected your roles before this, so you just need to add those to your sheet when we get to them. If you have any questions about what yours does, feel free to ask, because there may be some grammar problems. I think I double-checked all of them to make sure they're written right, but maybe they're confusing. So, with all that said, Ethan,
I got a question.
Yeah, feel free.
Oh, yeah, just real quick. So the way the bosun ability is phrased, does that mean I can stack that and Flash of Genius from the Artificer? Because Flash of
what
Genius,
does Flash of Genius do?
It says at level 7 you gain the ability to. Okay. You or another creature you can see within 30 feet of you make an ability check or a saving throw. You can use your reaction to add your intelligence modifier to the roll.
That would work. The bosun's ability is a bit more broad, though, because it also applies to tool checks, not just skill checks.
Yeah, I was just asking because
they would stack.
I didn't know if I did. Okay.
Yeah. So, just while we're here, so everyone knows what they're up to, Ethan, you need to be rewriting your backstory. Aaron, you need to be figuring out rewrite backstory if you want changes to it. Otherwise, write what Georg's been up to for the last 2 months, developing relationships with new crew members or whatever. Blake, same for you. And then Ben and Jackson, let's make some characters.
Yeah.
So,
I first need the names sheet.
Yes. So you guys are currently in the region of Tabrash, which
I'm Neftarin, though.
Oh, you are Neftarin. Okay, then I will get you the Alceranian thing. Here you go.
That makes sense. Okay, Abdul.
That I don't believe that's in the Neftarin section of the name list. It may be though.
Ah, dang it.
There is no Abdul. There is an Abu.
That's pretty cool.
That is
Although
pretty close as well.
I might pick a woman's name. I'm not sure.
Okay, yeah, feel free. But yeah, there's the Neftarins are near the bottom there. They typically have nicknames as well associated with their role in the caravan from when they were younger. But I think we talked a bit about your character, so it'd be not quite that.
I could be Aisha.
You could indeed be Aisha.
I haven't used Roll20 in like years. Do I just hit the plus character under the journal?
Yes. You'll kick plus characters, plus Voyages of the Defiance, and there you should see, oh, that's not what I thought you meant, but that also works. Let me move that to here.
Alex, there are nicknames here. Are those either gender, or is that just
yeah,
men?
Those are either gender.
Okay.
All right, Jackson. So to navigate your way to the new character sheet, you click Characters, Voyage of the Defiance, and then the sheet you have made is called Ule Dwethi. Ule Dwethi. That's our placeholder name.
For the Delian League, what's the difference between like lesser nobility and greater nobility?
Greater nobility are typically either they're entrenched within that city structure as the ruling elite. So, for example, in the city of Hago, they have 100 tyrants. So there is no city lord, but all of them are greater nobility. Lesser nobility are your more standard, like, you know, they own property, but they're never going to be like ruling a city. Whereas greater nobility typically have some major influence in the ruling of the government.
Based on.
True.
Alex, for my backstory, I want to be from a caravan that got nuked by the dragon.
Oh, yeah. Unfortunately,
means...
the dragon has actually not nuked shit that much yet. Like, he just woke up like a couple months ago.
Dang it. Okay, then that's fine. I will write something else. But I'm just wondering, does the surname matter? Like, does it have to, like, are there specific surnames of things that like have gotten nuked, or is it, can I just pick any and it'll work?
Pick any, yeah, and it'll work.
Okay, cool.
Since you two are making characters, Ethan, let's talk a bit about hiring decisions. Because you have a bunch of open spots on your ship. We're just gonna space these out across the whole, time we're making characters. But to start with, you need a Master of Arms. A Master of Arms is going to be the person who maintains weapons on the ship. This is going to be mostly your ballista as well as the armory, which are going to contain like weapons for your Marines and stuff like that. You didn't have one on the previous voyage, but they're kind of necessary. You put out, basically a wanted board saying, hey, we need someone who's qualified for this position. And there were 2 people that you found that can fill the job. There is Almost Gambatar. He is a former cannon engineer for the Principality of Marienburg. He was directly sponsored by the Kyaze to build a domestic cannon industry, but he encountered some problems and he was exiled from the Principality. And now, because of his reputation, he can't find work under any legitimate enterprise, so he would like to join your, privateering vessel. The second candidate is Proclus Harris Appius. He was a bosun aboard an Imperial Mythosian warship. However, some things happened and he found himself stranded in the city-state, and he is a slave. However, his master is willing to offer him to you to serve as your Master of Arms.
What's the first guy? What's his reputation? Why is
So, Almost Gambatar, you can, ask around the city during these months that you have to decide, and you will learn that during his attempt to make a domestic cannon industry in Marienburg, he made a couple cannons. The problem was, they were not very thick in the back, and so when the cannons exploded out the front barrel, they also exploded out the back barrel and killed 7 other engineers. And that is why he was banished, because he basically destroyed the entire crew that was meant to develop cannons in Marienburg.
Eric.
Yeah.
Former slave.
I'm just gonna walk through Charactermancer, but I'm wondering how much stuff I need to worry about being custom in here.
Race will have to be custom. Class can be default.
Race will have
Background needs to be custom.
Okay. Custom race. So Neftaran.
Let's hire the cannon guy.
Oh, wait, sorry. Neftarans are just normal humans. I forgot you were playing a Neftaran. Yeah, Neftarans are just normal humans. You don't need to do any custom there.
If we're doing
Okay.
human, we can just do.
Yeah, humans are just
Same.
completely normal. You said cannon guy, Ethan?
Yeah.
All right, Almost Gambatar it is. How do you spell Gambatar? Double A. I knew there was something weird about that name. Human, he is 34. He has no player level. Cool. Sounds good. Next, you have the choice of either having a sailmaker or not having one, because only one person has volunteered to, sign up for the job. The person who has volunteered is Krakus Tazak. He is a member of the Sailmakers Guild, and the reason why he's the only person that can join the ship is because you have to go through the Sailmakers Guild to acquire such things, and the guild has given you only one option. So you would have to pay him a normal wage, not a ship share, which would make him much more expensive than almost anyone else on your ship. So, do you want a Sailmaker?
What are the downsides to not having a sailmaker?
If your sail ever gets ruined, you can do temporary patches with people like the bosun, but if it ever gets truly fucked, like a really bad storm, or gets torn away completely, or a naval battle burns it up, you will be just drifting.
We have oars, don't we?
You do indeed have oars, but those aren't super useful if you're out in the open ocean. I mean, they will help, of course, it's just that they're not going to help you navigate. Knowing what direction the wind is streaming is like a critical part of navigation, and it also speeds you up a lot when you're crossing things like the Hammersfall or other big bodies of water.
Well, kinda need a sailmaker, so...
Okay, then you will take your mandated sailmaker from the guild. He will have to be paid a monthly stipend of 10 gold pieces. Yeah, a flat fee, unfortunately. But he is a master sailmaker, so W. Alrighty.
Seems odd that the guild would negotiate that.
10 gold per month?
What's our ability
just
score
just
thing?
the
Do we
fixed
roll or
income.
what?
Yeah, for ability score, we're going to do 3d6 for the stats. And if your total modifiers are below a +1, then you reroll.
Okay, just re-roll full sheet.
Or reroll the full thing,
Okay. And do we roll down or get to assign them?
yeah. No, you can get to assign them however you want.
Okay. And it's not 4061?
No, it's 3d6. 4d61 is for heroic, heroes who save the world, not for greasy, slimy shit boys. All right, this next choice can be made by, all Aaron, Blake, and Ethan, just because, you guys already have your characters done, and you are all senior officers. The head oarsman, the previous head oarsman was our good friend Jenkins. For those of you who played in the first campaign, I'm sure you remember him. Or wielding, person who saved the ship many times. Yeah. He retired. He got a fuck ton of money, and you freed him from slavery, debt slavery. So he decided, fuck it, I'm going to just not do this anymore.
So based.
Yeah, so because head oarsman is not a very high skill job, there are actually a lot of people who have volunteered to do it. Some are from the crew, others are from this harbor in the city state. So I'm just going to go through and list the 3 of them, and all of you get
13 a +2.
13 is a +1.
+1. Okay.
Yeah.
So I've got +1 minus, and is 8 a -1 then, or a -2?
It is a -1.
8's a -1. Okay, so +1, 0, -1, +1, minus. I think I've got his flat 0.
Okay, then reroll.
So roll again.
Yep.
Okay.
So for head oarsman, the options we have are Kazimierz Koval. He is a mercenary who was formerly employed by Kiaje Krakus at Belgoron. He's found himself between jobs and decided to go on vacation. And, while he was on vacation, he said, oh shit, you guys need someone to, swing some oars? Well, I'm in gambling debt, so if you pay my debt off and buy my armor back from this loan shark, I'll fucking do some oars. So that's option 1. Kazimierz Koval, the serial gambler. He is a fighter level 1, so he actually does have a player character level. Then there is Aenor. He is a tall Athnoeen. He is covered with scars on his back, clearly from lashings. He honestly admits that he was once a slave in the Delian League who was worked aboard a galley, but he has been free for many years, and he would like to, go back onto the sea again. He does have one condition, which is that you guys never go to the Delian League for any reason, but your voyage wasn't going to take you that direction anyway, so it's not really a big deal. And then lastly is Simon Hill. This mariner is a long way from home. He was originally aboard a Hathonian merchant vessel, but had some discipline infractions, and so he was left in the city-state without a ship. And so now he desperately wants to get in a boat that's headed westward, and coincidentally enough, you guys are headed west. So.
Oh, no, Jackson, you roll 3d6. Sorry, yeah, 3d6 6 times.
Correct.
Okay.
I am on my 3rd attempt.
That was
here.
very quiet, Blake.
Yeah, Ben, that second character you rolled, that was for
How much
so
is the
cool.
investment for the first guy? You said
The
we
first
needed to buy
guy
his
is
armor back.
in 25 gold of gambling debt, and all of his shit cost 1 gold. So 26 gold initial investment.
Are any of them already members of the ship? You said
I misspoke. There is another role where there's members of the ship. But if you want, you could promote any of your current oarsmen to the head oarsman. So, you have, let's see. You guys have a total of 51 oarsmen currently on the ship already. You can promote any of them to head oarsman. It
Did
does
any
come
of
with
them
a
stand out?
freedom. None of them particularly stand out. Most of the slaves that you have that remain are the ones who didn't stand out in the prior expedition. Though they're not all slaves, some of them are now free. But yeah, none of your oarsmen stood out during the previous expedition because the ones who did were all promoted out of being oarsmen.
Ben, what's the situation in which we re-roll?
I don't think you're in it.
If your total modifiers are below +1. Also, Ben,
Which
is
I
this your
cannot
4th character?
avoid. This is like my 5th. Dude, I keep getting ones that are below. Dude, did you see my second one?
No.
the second
I
one.
rolled 2 4s and a 6.
Oh my god.
My highest stat was an 11, and I had 2 4s and a 6.
Dude, the last person I had roll 3d6s for his stats got 2 18s. It was the most lucky shit I've seen in my entire life. Yeah, he's literally one of the strongest characters in Valorous,
Wait,
just
this
from
one I think
ability
is bad,
scores.
too.
It's crazy.
This one goes -2, +2, +1, 0, +1, -3. That's negative.
That's negative.
Yeah, that's. I say we take the fighter man as the upfront cost.
Aaron, Blake, any
Gambling
thoughts?
debt man.
Yeah, gambling debt man.
Whoa, 17. Okay,
I mean,
I'll
we
take
all
this
know
one.
that gamblers can reform, right? Like, he could reform away from being a gambler.
+1,
Surely.
+2,
I don't mind.
-1,
Okay.
-1, -1, plus a lot. Okay, that's it.
Blake,
That's
you're the
section.
tiebreaker. Do you want the fighter?
Wait,
How much
why don't we get
money-
to vote?
How much
But you
money
can
do
vote.
we
Yeah, I mean, you
have?
guys are gonna be. You guys currently have.
What are we between?
We'll get to that in 1 second. I need to figure out the money thing. You guys had, when you got to the city-state, 1,000 gold. However, ship shares needed to be paid out, which are on a fractional basis. So all that's left in the ship's coffers is what's required for the ship to be floating in a harbor and not sinking due to lack of maintenance, which brings you to 50 gold pieces.
Yeah, I think.
So you'd be spending
we're
about
going
half
with
of your
the-
ship's entire budget on this one.
Yeah, I don't think it's
guy.
worth it to go with the fighter.
Yeah, why not? Did we get our shares paid out to us?
Oh yes. So, but you would have spent them. My guess is that you would have spent them over the last 2 months of partying and drinking and philandering around the city.
Understandable.
No,
So
spent no money. My guy was perfect.
if we don't, true, if we don't spend any money, then the two people we have to select from is an Athnaween, who is a former slave aboard a galley in the Delian League. He is free now. Oh, okay. Then the last option is Simon Hill. He's a mariner a long way from home. He's from Hathon, and he wants to get back to Hathon, so he'll join any ship headed to Western Valros.
Worse, never mind. I'm back to the first guy.
Alright.
You vote the Athnaween. Okay. Blake votes the Athnaween, it sounds like. We got one more vote for the Athnaween.
I mean, it's already a 2-1 vote, so yeah, sure.
Fair enough. All right, then we have our good friend Aenor as the head oarsman. He is an Athnaween half-elf. He is 52 years old. He has no player class, and he's vibing. Okay, next role we have to choose from. Surgeon. Okay, this one's a bit of a long one, but basically, when I was developing the different officer roles, I had two different surgeons in my head. One is like the surgeon you see in movies like Master and Commander. You know, these are the types that have operating theaters. They are doing traditional medicine. They're not joining you in battle. That's just not what they're for. But then I thought back to the previous campaign where you guys did have a battle surgeon, which has a lot of uses. So I decided that, I was going to make basically two different surgeon like subclasses. So if you're an officer who is a surgeon, you can basically select from either being a ship surgeon or a combat surgeon. But anyways, so the two candidates you have for surgeons are, firstly, you have Vernus Arminius Manius Jania. He is from a senatorial family in Mythdosia that were deeply bankrupt, so he's been unable to enter into like political life, but he did manage to get a scholarship to the Imperial Symposium of Medicine. He underwent lengthy studies, and he is now a fully registered imperial surgeon. But then, his family's finances collapsed, and then his father was arrested for embezzlement. And then, his entire family had their senatorial status revoked. So they basically went from, low nobility to piss poor nothing. And so Vernus does not need a well-paying surgery job. He needs something that'll put cash in his pocket quickly. And so he is going to join with a private enterprise, yours, because he doesn't have a surgeon's license in the city. So he's just joining with the first people he can that will actually recognize his ability as a surgeon and compensate him accordingly. So that's Vernus.
Can I interrupt?
Yeah.
Alex, what's the stat that I care about for the ability that you gave me as quartermaster? Is it
Let's
wisdom?
take a look. Quartermaster.
Can it be wisdom, please?
When a purchasing bulk items, the quartermaster can pull in private corrections, roll a charisma check with the DC decided by the DM. This is just for purchasing goods. That one's not super important. It's nature and survival. What are nature and survival modified by?
Those are whiz.
Okay, then wisdom is your important stat.
Huge.
Okay, yeah, so your first option is Vernus, family fucked up, all those things. The other option is Jan Rolnik. He is a fighter, level 1. As a young man, Jan joined his local boyar's levy, and he fought as just a normal guy. Eventually, though, he was promoted to a member of a household retinue for the Principality of Slasky. But then his duke was assassinated, and with his duke dead and all of his world sort of falling apart around him, he was stripped of his titles and exiled. He became a mercenary for a while, and he picked up some field surgery, and then eventually he got captured, and while he was in basically slavery, he worked as a surgeon's assistant, and he managed to escape from that and retire to the city-state. But now, after a couple years, he's getting the itch to do something again, and he wants to do, adventuring, fighting, killing, and that is Yan. So, which of the two do we want?
Is there like a bion for Yam?
Neither of them have bions. They will be taking the standard surgeon's portion, though, which is they get 2 ship shares instead of 1. So surgeons are one of the best compensated people on the ship.
Let's do that first guy.
The fighter? Or the Mythosian?
No, the Mythosian.
Aaron?
I'm fine with the Mythosian.
Okay. All right, Mythosian it is. Vernus Arminius Manius Jania. A true Mythosian name. Very long. All right. He is 24.
Is it custom backgrounds?
Yes, we are using the backgrounds and career sheet. All right, next we're selecting Bosun's mate, and But like you basically, I mean, this is going to be your assistant, so it's mostly your choice. But technically, anyone has veto power because democracy aboard the Defiance. But the two people that want to be your mate are, one of them is Samuel Ash. He already works on the ship. He is currently a carpenter, but he would like to transition into leadership and he wants to be your bosun's mate. The second option is Donald Oak. He is currently a topman for the ship, which is someone who handles the rigging of the sails. But again, since he joined carpentry for a while, and now he would like to get a promotion to bosun's mate. So, who would you like to select, Blake?
Can you tell me a little bit about them?
So Samuel Ash was a con artist who tried to swindle Julius Dominus, the first captain of the Defiance, but rather than, kill him for stealing a bunch of shit from the ship and trying to go off with their treasury, Julius Dominus said that he could work to pay off, his transgressions. And so Samuel has done almost every job available aboard the ship. And during the previous expedition, he was a carpenter and he managed to get a level 1 rogue because he managed to gain, enough XP to become a rogue, because during a boarding of the ship, he fought for his fucking life and killed a couple fishmen. So that is Samuel. Donald is just trying to earn money for his family. He is from the city-state, born and raised, and he sends almost all of his paychecks home. He has no particular talents, but he considers himself a quick learner.
I've had to interview in that position. You give it to him.
I interacted with the rogue for a little bit, didn't I?
Yeah,
I feel
certainly.
like I remember talking to him.
Nepotism.
Also, Georg, you would know because Samuel Ash worked underneath you. Despite him leaving most of his con artist ways behind, he did host games of gambling aboard the Defiance, and he would frequently swindle other carpenters. Only other carpenters, though. He wouldn't swindle, normal people, but...
My vote is for
Normal people?
I mean, they're carpenters,
my
bro. They
vote
never
for
see the
the
light of day.
gambling man.
All right, we have one vote for the gambler.
I think I
Carpenter.
like the gambler.
All right. Samuel Ash, the gambler, is now going to be our bosun's mate. All right.
Alex, I need to talk to you about background.
Yeah, of
because
course.
last time you said it's something we needed to talk about.
Oh, yeah, sure.
So I was a navigator in a Neftaran caravan. So
yeah.
does Road Warden make sense and just reskin it?
It could. You need a navigator's tools proficiency. So let me look at the backgrounds one sec.
Okay.
All right. So background, rules, character creation. Background's careers. Okay.
Oh,
I have a +10 to thieves tools.
Jesus.
hey, so
Christ.
do I.
Rave Robber.
I wonder what I would roll if I rolled that.
Honestly, Ben, I think you should just make a custom one.
Really? Smile.
I think so, yeah. Because
So do I get to write a
17.
custom feature then?
Yes. I will
Okay.
review it,
And
but
it-
yeah,
and
you
it-
can write a custom one.
And
The way that
gets
it
to make
works,
me super strong.
we'll see. The the general pattern that I use for these backgrounds and careers is I do 4 proficiencies, but they can be skill, weapon, tool, or armor, and then some equipment with a starting coinage based off the wealth of the background. So for yours it'd probably be silver, and then an optional feature. Optional features though, you can probably just yoink that from one of the existing ones like sailor or something.
Okay, cool. Then that'll take me a minute, but I will work on it.
All right, sounds good.
There we go.
All right, so we've
What
promoted.
kind
Oh
of-
yeah,
What kind of languages would someone from the Delian League know?
Delian would probably be the chief one. I don't know if I got around to adding that to the language doc, but it is indeed a language. Symbolin would be a secondary choice because it's spoken by the Athnaween, who are the largest minority living there. Do you still have more than 2?
I went with a noble background, so I can
Okay.
do an exotic one if I want.
Oh, an exotic one. Exotic languages. I think, is Dwarvish considered exotic? I don't remember. Let me check.
No.
I don't think so.
I updated the language handout yesterday or something, so I will go check.
Oh.
Okay, exotic languages are Goblinoid, Dwarvish, Halfling, Fermentari, Runic, Druidic, Giant, Beastfolk, Elvish. Of those, I think Dwarvish is the most reasonable because there is a massive Dwarvish diaspora population living in Delian League, though they are Red Mountain Dawi instead of Blue Mountain Dawi, so different than the ones from the previous campaign.
Wait, what?
Yeah.
I thought they'd never left their mountains.
They don't. They are the actual main population of the Red Mountain Dawi. Haven't seen anything. No one's seen them in over 100 years, but the diaspora from centuries ago still live in the lowlands.
Ah, from centuries.
Some of these Dwarvish
Dwarvish.
they do speak Dwarvish, and some of these populations have lived in these areas longer than humans. They're just small, very small.
Is Red Mountain Dawi, are the languages the same? Between the two?
They're not, no, but they're close enough that we're just going to keep them as the same language. Like, technically, Delian is an absurd abstraction. Like, realistically, there's Eastern Delian, Western Delian, both of which would have their own names. Then Tebrashan is like 7 different languages. Mythosian is several as well. But again, we just, for the sake of smoothing over communication, we have to do this.
You should do a game where that becomes like very critical and like
One day,
language.
well, it
spelling.
is. Oh yeah, that's gonna happen, Ben. One day, common will be removed from Valoros, and then the
Oh,
true hell will
God.
begin of just trying to communicate with anyone in a different city.
Hey, Alex.
Yeah, hi, what's up, Ben? Hey, Blake. Oh my God, I misspoke. I
Wow.
misspoke.
Wow.
You misspoke.
I misspoke.
Is it a problem that Rudol knows both Runic and Dwarvish?
No.
Okay, just making sure.
Yeah, I don't like when I decide to change some little things beneath the hood of Valoros. I'm not going to go back and legacy fix everything. Somehow Rudol must have stumbled across a book that had both Runic and Dwarvish written in it, and bada bing, bada boom, here he is. It's just that simple. Okay, cool. That was Bosun's mate. Now we have the selection for Cook's assistant. This would have been a much more difficult choice if we'd had a cook, but since the cook is an NPC, he's just going to say the person he wants. And while David Cook, your current cook, was in the city-state, he met a young woman, and he wants her to be his cook assistant. Do we have a veto for that idea?
Damn it.
Is this normal to have like women on ships?
No. Typically, you would pick a young man for this role of cook assistant because it doesn't require any skills, really. But
You know what? No. The last time I picked a dude as the cook assistant, it went horrible.
he did poison the ship, if I recall correctly, so... Yeah.
That did happen.
So do we want to accept David Cook's request?
Is she good?
Define what you mean by that.
Is she good?
I have one question for her.
Okay, yeah, feel
If
free.
given the choice between cooking with literally any other type of meat and rat meat, what would you choose?
Any other meat?
Ah, okay, cool. Yes, she's
All
fine.
right,
Okay,
yay, she
yeah.
got the job. Would you like to
Yay,
explain
you
why
got
you
the
asked that
job.
question?
Does she ask?
No, she doesn't. But I assume Ben and Jackson have no context.
Oh yes, the last dude I hired for this position. I don't remember his name. I think it was R. I think it was like Rory or something like that.
Rat meat.
He started cooking with rats because he thought it was more sustainable. It was like self-sustaining on a ship. So he fed us a bunch of rat meat.
But he didn't tell them until after he'd already made it. He's like, "It's pretty good, right?" And they're like, "Yeah, it was fine." And he's like, "Well, do I have something to
Well,
tell you?"
I think I fired him on the spot.
Yeah, and that's when you promoted a random carpenter to the rank of cook, and that is how David Cook is now David Cook.
What happened to that guy?
I don't know. You just left him in Saltmarsh and just left him to his own devices.
Alex, you
Oh.
said it's 4 proficiencies, right?
4
Of any type?
proficiencies of any type. Yeah. I'd ask that you don't put all 4 of them in skills. Typically, I only do 3.
I wasn't
but-
doing that.
Okay.
No, I'm
perfect.
doing
You're good.
I'm doing I think a language, navigators
good.
and 2 skills.
Yeah. Navigators is like, it's the one thing you desperately have to have, or it massively undermines it. All right. So the last hire, this is, everyone gets a voice here because this last hire is going to be a controversial one. So for the last 2 weeks, a man in the dock district has been openly asking to join the next ship headed out. He's so far declined merchant vessels, saying that he seeks adventures on the high seas. The man has no sailing experience and little measurable skills. The fool even demands a cash payment for his services rather than a ship share. He is no sailor, doesn't claim to be one, and would be little help in managing the vessel. He goes by Democritus, and the man is perhaps the worst bard you ever encountered. He plays no instruments and speaks in riddles and rhymes.
Yeah.
You have
Yeah, we
heard
need
from
this
David
guy.
Cook that apparently he is quite renowned where he comes from, but you have a hard time imagining why. If he joins your ship, he'll be another mouth to feed, but he does promise to do one thing, which is make you legends. Do you take him?
Yes. Fuck.
All right.
Yeah,
yes.
sure.
He wants 20 gold a
No.
month.
No.
Gold a month.
Yes,
No, I'm
but
putting-
again, he has fully promised to offer his services as a level 7 bard.
I'm putting in a formal no vote.
All right, that's a
Can
no
he heal?
vote from the captain. He does
Can
have
he
healing
heal?
spells, yes.
Guys. Okay, wait, how much is 20 gold a month to us? Like, I don't actually know.
You guys have 50 gold right now.
Oh.
And you are spending, so far you spent none of it. but you will be spending
Wait.
10 gold a month on your Sailmaker. And then you'd be spending another 20 gold a month on this guy. So you'd have to start getting cash, like liquid. So you'd probably have to do jobs on your way to the west.
Could we convince him into taking a ship share?
Let's get a charisma check from our good Captain Adrian Svensson.
Uh-oh. Why would I try and incentivize this? I don't want to.
Well, you're the captain of the ship. You're the face of the ship. That's your charisma check to make. There's no choice.
Fair enough.
What's your
Low,
charisma?
low. Yeah, let's go.
All right. With a 5, he will, anything above a 2 would have resulted in him lowering it because he started with the highest possible negotiating position. So he'll lower it to 10 gold with even a slight amount of, pushback.
Oh.
Yeah. I mean, Democritus, Ethan. He's not like gonna try to squeeze every penny out of people.
I don't want to. Not again.
Not
I escaped him, Alex.
Yeah, just to
I thought I
provide some
escaped.
context for everyone.
Okay,
yeah.
as quartermaster, can I like final offer him like 3 gold?
Ooh. A month?
Yeah.
Oof. Roll a charisma check. That's a.
I don't have my sheet done.
Oh, that's based. What's your current charisma stat?
I think it's 8.
Roll a d20 minus 1.
No.
Oops.
Oopie
I put a
doopie.
space in it. It didn't like it.
Yeah, don't
Oops.
like. Don't
Still
like
doesn't
those
like
spaces.
spaces.
Never like spaces.
Hold on. I actually. Oh. I see. I needed another space where I didn't have one.
Oopsie doopsie.
Yeah, let me oopsie doopsie this. Hold on.
Okay, 10. He will not take 3 gold, but he will take 5 because he has begun to make some enemies in the city, and he needs to get out of here sooner rather than later. So
Wait, does he let on that he's made enemies and he needs to get out of here?
yes,
When's the next ship leaving?
the next ship is your ship, which is going to leave in about.
No, the following. Sorry.
Oh, the following ship after you would leave in like a couple weeks.
Oh, come on, guys, we can do better. We can get him lower.
Yeah, we could get it lower. It's in a couple of weeks and he has made enemies. Definitely you can haggle him down.
Can I just spend
Alex.
some time to ask him about his troubles, and every time he says something, I go, "Wow, that sounds very, very bad."
Yeah, I mean, he can tell you that while he was in the city, he decided to be a guest writer for the local Gazette, the City State Gazette. And there was one particular article he wrote about the House of Zollern, and he said that everyone within the house were inbred degenerates who were destroying the city.
Oh my
And
goodness.
since then, he has been followed every day.
Can
Wow.
I question him to how much he knows about like what he has to do on this ship, or does he have any idea what his?
No, he's never been on a
responsibilities
ship
look
before.
like? Okay, I will counter him with this then. 2.5 gold, and he doesn't have to pay for this food.
Ooh. He would not know that normally meals are free, so.
Yes, that is why.
yeah,
Tell him that.
Yeah. Yeah, I think he'll agree to it. Democritus, he just needs to get out, bro. He's gonna get fucking killed. He's gonna get
Hey,
actually
good job.
murdered.
Nice, we got
Hey,
Democritus.
Alex,
Congratulations. Yeah, what's up, Blake?
can you tell me? I just realized we talked him down from 50 to 2.5.
Yeah.
yeah. we
Can
did.
you were gonna mention what Ethan's connection to this guy was?
Yeah, so me and Ethan played a campaign called Delian Graveyard, which is about following the life and times of a person named Prince Aeolian Zhezhin of the city of Apar. And he began to form this very motley band of different people to help him do his, bounties for the city. And at one point, he went to this war camp, and within this war camp, there were several bards and performers who'd come from all around to entertain this massive army. And there was this one performer who, unlike he didn't play drums, he didn't play the flute, he wasn't entertaining. He was trying to tell these deep, provocative, epic histories to a bunch of soldiers who had just finished months of marching, and they were not liking it at all. They started throwing things at him, and Aeolian being,
Tell him who they liked instead.
Oh yeah, they liked the guy who played drums, and he was not even a bard. He just played drums. He had no bardic abilities at all. But yeah, and so Aeolian recruited him and basically made him an overnight sensation because regardless of how shitty he was at storytelling, he began to have the craziest fucking stories because he was going on all these missions with Aeolian. So he got his exile lifted from his home city, and this takes place a couple years after that, where he is once again exiled. So yeah, that's who Democritus is. He's a very high level bard, but he's very unlikable, incredibly so. So you're welcome. You're gonna have this on your crew now because you have decided to accept him.
I also didn't use him once in combat.
Correct.
Alex, what would be another language that I would know? Because Common is what's spoken.
Neopep,
in
Ancient
all the
Apep, and
kingdoms, right?
Nephtaran are the 3 languages that you would come across in daily life.
Okay, and Ancient Apep has only been spoken commonly more recently, right?
Yes, it was the less than 2 years ago was when the Ascendant Emperor made it the official language of Alpeki.
Okay, does that mean that everyone had to just start like learning a new language?
Yep.
Sucks.
Yes.
Does that mean it's also not exotic anymore?
Yes. Well, it's getting there. Eventually, it'll be just a normal human language. I think it's already on the normal language list.
Oh, Alex.
Yeah.
My sheet has the Charactermancer level up button like going on.
Did you not
I don't
level
know
up at
if-
the end of the previous campaign?
I don't know. I can't remember.
Interesting. Let's take a look at our good friend Brutal Stronheim. The real question is literally anyone else level 8? Because if not, I'm going to assume it's a fluke. Yeah, literally. Oh! This is actually a change to character sheets, Blake. If it's flashing, that means you need to level up. If it's just there, that's just how they do it now. It's just perma there.
Okay,
Yeah.
my bad.
No, it's all right. It's all right. Yeah.
For the Charactermancer, for
Yep.
regular human race, it wants you to pick a language. That's a no, right?
No, you can pick a language. It just has to be a common language, not a
Okay,
exotic,
well-
non-exotic.
And what is yet another common language I would speak?
Delian, Cymbeline, Mythos is spoken a decent chunk in the Delian League. And that'll be useful this campaign, because you'll be going past, well, you could be going all the way through the whole Empire Mythosia.
Oh god.
Alex, is a reasonable feature that I can... I'm trying to think of like a navigator-themed feature. Although actually, I named the background Caravaner, not Navigator.
I could give you one of my one of my brainstormed ideas for Navigator that I didn't end up going with.
Yeah, sure.
Let's take a look. Navigator. Where is he? Oh, here he is. Okay. This is too strong for a background feature. Never mind.
We could nerf it.
Actually, yeah.
What's
One
the
sec.
idea?
There is an easy nerf. You can just cast Augury once per long rest. Shrimpaless.
Huh. What was the one that you had?
The one that I had was Divination, which is just a more strong version of Augury.
Oh yeah. Okay, cool. I'll take it.
Okay, cool. That is all the recruits we need to do. So now we need to bring on an additional 2 topmen. We already have a master carpenter. Then we need a carpenter's apprentice, a carpenter journeyman, a marine. That's okay. We got a bunch of other random roles to fill, but all the important ones have been filled. So now I just got a couple more questions. Ethan / any other one who would like to weigh in. For our 9 additional oarsmen that we need, are we looking for debt slaves or are we going to try to recruit freedmen?
Debt slaves.
Yeah, do freedmen tend to work better?
No.
Just have...
I mean, they do, but because you have so many people in the bottom hold, in the way that you do your rowing, it doesn't really matter if you're pulling harder because you have to always pull in rhythm with everyone else. So, individualism doesn't matter too much.
Debt slave.
Okay. With no remorse, they continue to perpetuate the institution of debt slavery, Pogman. These people likely will be able to...
I vote. I give a hard vote against it, but if I get outvoted, that's fine.
I believe you are massively outvoted because 3 people said yes.
I will chime in for the
Unfortunate.
first time and give a hard yes on it.
Okay, all right, there we go. All right, just to be clear, the way that this will work is that after this expedition, you legally have to remove a bunch from their debt. You'll be given an actual physical document which has how much debt they have, and you will have to remove from their debt as if you were paying them, but you're not actually paying them. So, yeah, they'll probably get free within 1 or 2 expeditions at most.
How much do they cost to pick up?
Nothing.
Oh, okay.
Because most
wait,
of these
so wait.
have no skills, and that's the type of people you need to do rowing. You don't need some genius savant to do rowing. You just need a body with arms. Legs are optional, so it's a lot easier to
so
find.
we're paying them, but we're not paying them.
Yeah, you're paying them on paper, but you're never putting coins in their hand, and it's not actually removing anything from the ship's treasury.
Oh,
More like they're paying us.
okay.
Basically, yeah.
My yes has turned into a hard yes for debt slaves now.
Jesus Christ.
You guys suck. Economics is just too valuable.
Look, if I can save money, I'm gonna fucking do it.
Oh, also, debt slaves are typically young because debt is hereditary in almost all of Valoros, so the average age of your debt slave is around 16.
Let's go!
Huh?
I mean,
Slavery
God.
and child labor.
Yeah.
We'd love to see it.
welcome to
Hey,
Valoros.
Hey Xander, guess what they got? Just tell them what we just voted on, guys.
Yeah,
Tell 'em what we just voted on.
Welcome,
child
Xander.
slavery.
Child debt slavery.
Oh, hoggers.
Exactly.
Dude, are you guys are so glad this is being recorded?
Oh yeah, PogChamp, bro.
Oh my god.
Oh god. All right.
Recording this episode?
Yeah.
Oh shit, what up?
It's not streamed. It's just recorded. But all right.
How come Xander
Okay.
sound like he's in the Arctic?
He is in the Arctic. He's in the Arctic of his vehicle going home.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. Call that.
Alrighty. So. It's good that Xander's here, actually, but obviously, bad mic, but that's okay. Because we do need to discuss another thing, which is the code of conduct.
Hello?
Hi. Okay. We need to discuss the code of conduct. Now, for every voyage of a ship, like this one, a private vessel, is basically unique. Like, you'll figure out the norms and standards, and even the ship shares will be pre-decided by everyone aboard the crew before the voyage begins. So, you guys need to renegotiate the code of conduct. Some things are strict, like ship shares will always be paid out on an equitable basis. That's always gonna happen on every voyage. But there are some particular punishments that tend to be discussed on a voyage by voyage basis. And for us, there are 3 of them that need to be discussed. So to start with, slacking off. On a typical government naval vessel, if you are supposed to be doing something and you are doing it lazily or not at all or slowly, you will be tied to the mast and lashed many, many times, depending on how severe your job is. But you guys are your own ship, so you can kind of punish it however you want. So what do we want the punishment for slacking off to be aboard the Defiance?
Stern talking to.
What was it before?
Stern talking to. During the previous expedition, the punishment was the same as the typical naval punishment. It was lashings.
Yeah, I think we should keep it at that.
I vote lashings.
I think-
And there's
Dude,
not
Ben's desperately trying to make this ship like more livable than every other vessel of this period, and you're like, no.
I chose a good character.
Yeah. You're like, please, guys, you don't have to be like them. We can be good.
Oh no. Oh,
No,
over again.
it's the lashings for you.
All right. Well, yeah, that was like 4 people that said lashings. So.
Slashing child slaves, great. What about like lashings? Like, what if it's like 2 strikes and then lashings?
Yeah. What if it's like verbal lashings? Like you just
What if
say
it's
that
like,
you're
what
fat.
if it's like we start with like, what if we start with like a whip crack and then like if they still don't get to it?
Yeah,
You
what if
lash
we
them.
lash their lips with our lips? And then
Guys, I'm not even memeing right now. I want to protect our crew. I think it'll be good for morale.
yeah,
No,
and my lips.
They will become lazy.
All right. Well,
lazy.
we have.
Bad for my
Yeah,
morale.
this unfortunately is decided. Overwhelming agreement towards lashing as the punishment for that. Next, we have refusal to execute duties. This is always a death penalty offense. You basically just get to pick your flavor of death penalty because on naval vessels, like government naval vessels, these are horrific forms of death. Like the most cruel shit humans can come up with, they will do to people who refuse to do their duty during battle. But private ships can be a lot more chill. Like previously, the Defiance had a policy of just leaving them. Like they would just go to the nearest piece of land, bye-bye, and leave if you refuse to do your duty in battle. So you guys get to choose what your punishment is. If you want, you could even make it not death penalty. Again, you have total control.
I have a proposition.
I was gonna say refuse to feed until they'll cooperate.
To do what?
Refuse to feed them.
Oh, geez, okay. That is something. But these are like in the heat of the moment. This isn't like they're refusing to do their job in general. This is during a battle, they don't shoot the ballista when they're supposed to.
I say we keel haul them, and if they survive the one keel haul, they're good.
So the worst form of when I was saying worst form of punishments imaginable, yeah, that is one of those. That's like monstrous. It's like one of the worst things.
what is
But
keel hauling?
it's also survival.
Sure. Do you know what a keel is?
No.
Isn't keel hauling when you like put them in front of the ship and like in the water and they're just like drowning and getting smacked by the ship at high speeds?
Yeah, basically.
Not
It's
really.
close enough. It's close enough.
Drag.
Technically, yeah. So the keel is the part of the ship that you use for steering. It's a large piece of wood, typically, that's like angled. And keel hauling is where you essentially, I believe, you tie them to the keel, and then they basically are on the back of the ship, being battered by the water in the keel.
No.
Oh, Which one is it? All right, Ethan. Well,
So the keel is the spine of the boat. That's the like solid piece that runs down the middle at the very
oh,
bottom
you're
of the
right.
ship,
It is.
right?
It's the big piece of
And
wood,
so-
not the.
And so keel hauling is when you throw someone over the side and you basically just like they have their arms are tied up above them, their legs are tied below them, and they just make a loop with a rope, right? So it's a loop going all the way around the ship. And then you drag them across the bottom of the boat, like horizontally, not like the length of the ship. You just drag them across the bottom of the boat
Okay.
and back
I
up
thought
to
it was
the
the
other side
length.
of the boat.
Okay.
And they
yeah.
live through that?
Keep in mind that-
Typically not.
Sometimes,
No.
yes.
Typically, sometimes yes.
Sometimes.
Sometimes
If,
yes.
wait,
The answer is-
if they live, is it like they're good? Like you said,
Yeah,
well,
that's
historically,
what I'm
sometimes. That's what Ethan's proposing. Ethan's proposing they're good if they survive this. Historically, almost everyone
But also,
died because of
why-
barnacles and other things.
We won't like delay the. We'll drag them across as fast as we can, so there's a lower chance of drowning.
Yeah, so they get
So
truly like Swiss
Yeah.
cheddar, like cheese grated.
they're gonna get Swiss cheddared anyway.
I guess.
What would that be in D&D terms? Like,
Probably a
1 million
fuck ton of.
D20?
Probably not of that much, but it would be a lot of damage. Like it kills most people, so it'd be something. It'd probably scale like 2d6 slashing plus like some amount of piercing plus some bludgeoning plus they could potentially drown depending on how long you take.
Fuck.
I mean, if it like when I was saying esoteric fucked up punishments that government navies do, that is one of them. Yeah,
It's a pretty common boat thing.
yeah, it is pretty common,
what?
but
Do we want our punishment that if the refusal to help or do anything during battle to be an immediate thing, like something we can punish them with during the heat of the battle so they will continue to do so? Or do we want it to be a punishment for them to be lasting after the battle to be like, all right, cool, you're done, get off the ship now?
I mean,
I definitely
wanna
like the
use
idea of
terms
just
in
like
combat?
putting them on the nearest rock. That
yeah,
sounds
that
really
was the
funny.
previous policy.
Not even like where there's any like civilization, just like a sole island
no,
or
it's,
rock
it's the
jutting out of the
nearest.
ocean.
It's the nearest piece of land. If they get lucky and that happens to be a city, well, look at that. You got
I like that policy a lot
How
better.
about that, but instead of a piece of land, it's a boat and we drag them under it?
Okay, so keel hauling, all right, cool.
All right. Well, it sounds like we had largely everyone
like-
agreed to abandoning them, stranding them.
No. Oh yeah.
Yeah, okay. Stranding. That was the previous. It's a pretty common thing for private ships because, unlike a government vessel, you can't press people onto your ship. You're just not allowed to do that. So you have to get people to consent to do this voyage with you. And if they know that they
that's
can
fair,
just get
yeah.
stranded at any point, then they'll be like, okay, I'm more okay with this than if I'm going to be horrifically tortured to death. Okay, this one's critical, and we actually have to write out some specific language for it. So, captains on a government ship typically don't own the vessel, but they are its supreme commander. They outrank everyone. On a private vessel like this, that is not true. All senior officers are the same equivalent of rank, essentially. So no one has like the ability to boss other officers around, with the exception of the captain during battle. During battle, the captain's word is completely in charge. And there's nothing to like, there's no ship code bylaws that can circumnavigate this. But outside of combat, the captain can be removed, along with every other senior officer. So the question is, how can the captain be removed? Is it a popular vote by the whole crew? Is it a popular vote by just the officers? Whatever you guys come up with will be the binding rules of the ship.
All right,
I think
can
it
you
should
repeat
just be the
question?
officers.
Yeah, I was thinking just the officers as well.
Why don't we do both? It's not like a popular vote by the whole ship, but the majority of officers and crewmen independently from each other need to approve
Like
it.
everyone but debt slaves, basically.
No, not House and Senate. We'll never get anything done.
The whole point is that they're supposed, unless the captain has done so. Like if the captain does something that's really popular with the crew members, but not so popular. with
Keep
the
in mind that
officers,
Ethan is the
they can't
captain
do
for this
much.
voyage.
Yeah.
Something
No,
to
I
consider.
was gonna say, I think- Wait, Ethan, are you saying that it's popular vote by either the captains or the whole crew, or it has to be by both?
No, it needs to be by both.
I say either. Popular vote by other officers or by popular vote by the
what-
whole crew.
I missed it. What are we voting on here?
We're talking about through what method can the captain be removed outside of battle? Because every officer can be removed typically by just the captain saying so. But the captain, you have to have some special rules, or otherwise, if they just dislike him during battle, they can remove him, which is not. It doesn't function. It's not pragmatic.
Yeah. What if it's like half of officers or 2/3 of crew?
That's actually not good. I actually like
How
that.
many How many? What are the numbers on that?
Yeah, so we
Yeah,
reached
how
the
many
question of
officers
what
are there?
is an officer. So typically, senior officers is only 5 people, including the captain. But if we go non-senior officers, just including all of them, that would include like senior forecastlemen, senior topmen. So like, what specific roles get to vote on whether the captain remains?
All the senior officers.
Yep.
The master carpenter.
Okay.
Let's go.
Okay.
The surgeon.
Okay.
Who
I
else
think,
is,
like-
who else is critically important to the functioning of the ship?
The cook.
The cook does get 1.5 shares. That is true.
I don't think the cook should get a vote.
Damn, he disenfranchising the cook for real, for real.
The cook votes with the rest of the peasants.
Disenfranchising the
For a
cook.
cook.
Um,
So just the senior officers, master carpenter, and surgeon?
we have. Does anyone else wish to propose anything? Do we have
I will-
anyone else we think?
I would like to look at the dock when I am home, but I am not home yet. But I'll be in like 2 minutes. So
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 Master
we're
of Arms,
saying-
maybe.
So we're saying 2/3 of the crew or simple majority of the senior officers.
Well, I think it's of the people that we've selected so far. So senior officers, master carpenter, surgeon, the half of those, and then the majority of the crew.
Yeah.
Okay, so
And
one half
or the
of...
majority of the crew.
Oh, yeah, that's a good question. Is it and or is it or?
I'm saying and.
And.
That's what
Interesting,
I think it
interesting.
should be.
I want to say or because Ethan's the captain.
Sure, but like then if I do something that displease one group and not the other, it's just fucking it's it's the group for you. I think it should be a choice made by the whole crew rather than just one.
Oh, so we should just do the whole crew votes. Why even have the officer thing?
Sure, that works too, but the officers may have different reasons.
Do we want to do a
Yeah,
simple 2/3 for the whole crew?
No, I like the idea of officers being senior officers being separated, because
Okay.
I feel like, hey, no one has to work is a decision the captain could make, and the officers would not be happy with it, but the crew
I
would
think
be very
yeah.
happy with it.
Something to keep in mind is that while this is like, I mean, we can get very practical. Every person on this boat, with the one exception of Democritus, knows how a boat's supposed to function. Like, so if you say no one gets to work, they're like, but I want to get to the port. I want to get paid money. Like, this whole thing is to try to earn me money.
right.
So like,
That is true.
yeah, this isn't like a vague hypothetical, democracy where yes, that something like that could happen. In this one, they want to get paid as much money as humanly possible. So if you want to think of something the crew would want, but the officers wouldn't, the crew would probably want every single cent of what the ship earns to be split among ship shares, whereas officers may want to keep some for the maintenance of the ship. That's an actual, like, really real problem where crew members will be like, give me every fucking coin. I want every penny. So, do we want to do like a separate officer vote and a crew vote, or
I'd say both.
both? And
Oh,
does it require both of
Do
them to
druids
agree?
not get a cantrip that does damage?
They have to.
Yeah,
Shillelagh. They
I
get
think-
Shillelagh.
Well,
I
yeah.
think-
Okay.
I think it requires
Melee.
them to agree.
Okay. All right. So
I think both, yeah.
the
Both.
rule we have is one half of senior officers, surgeon, and master carpenter. So that's how many people would that be? That'd be 3 people of those 6 have to agree, and then 2/3 of the crew has to agree, and then boom, captain's gone and a new one's elected.
Wait, sorry, can we get the numbers on that again?
Yeah. So there are 4 senior officers other than captain. There's surgeon and master carpenter. So 3 of them would have to agree.
Do I not count in my own vote?
No, of course not.
Damn it.
Why would you think you would?
I don't know.
Did you? Is that why you said one half? Because you thought you'd be the deciding vote in your own fucking your
do we
own
not-
tribunal?
Do we
Oh,
not
no,
count?
I hadn't done the math for how many
I see.
that first.
Do we not count?
Do we not count the seconds in command?
That's up to you guys. If you want to count the seconds, you can. But currently, as of written, no, they don't count.
We can if you think like the bosun's mate and the surgeon's assistant
And the
like
quartermaster's
that
mate.
I think they
Do-
can
do
be
we think-
allowed at the meeting, but they do not get a vote. So they could be
Okay.
there to give their input, but they will not get a vote in the end.
Well, aren't they giving their input as part of the crew? Like, isn't that where their
Also
voices
true.
would then be heard?
Well,
Why would-
I just assumed their input would be, like it's a different discussion amongst what is it, like higher ups. But yeah, I guess
Fair enough.
it wouldn't really matter in the end.
So what we have right now is 3 of the 6 special officers, we'll call them, those have to agree, and then we need 66 people from every other walk of life aboard the ship. Also, I don't want you to underestimate the voting block of oarsmen, because if even debt slaves get to vote, then just the oarsmen alone can almost remove the captain. They're like 6 votes short.
Well, they don't.
I don't think.
Okay, so we're not letting. Okay.
That's-
Well,
Debt slaves.
I mean, sorry. I'm a fan of that personally.
All right.
No.
Do we want to let debt slaves aboard the ship vote?
I vote yes, but I think other people aren't going to.
I vote no.
The debt slaves, they get half a vote.
Jesus Christ.
All right.
Hey, 3
Well,
fifths.
you know what? Let's just go all the way.
Jesus
Xander,
Christ.
go all the way. Give them 3/5 of a vote. Just
No,
Just do it.
no. Okay, half a vote is fine. That's fine. So that would mean you need all the oarsmen and like half of the rest of the ship, which is like, does that sound good? Are we happy with that?
Yeah, that sounds good.
Okay, awesome. So I will put those into the thing. So if in the future we're ever like, oh, what is the punishment for this particular thing? It's like, oh, well, this is what you decided on. Okay. That is all the stuff I had regarding, how the ship functions. I'm going to add some different crew members for those of you that are making characters.
Question. Well, okay, so we have punishment for not obeying, which is what we decided to be like left off at the nearest place. Do we have a punishment for, I guess, like straight up, like, I guess would there be a different punishment between like straight up mutiny versus refusal to do orders, or is
mutiny needs to be dealt with on a case-by-case basis, because you have to keep in mind, if a mutiny happens aboard your ship, you are almost guaranteed to lose, because
that's true.
Like, there's only 5 senior officers. This crew has 103 people on it, so if there's a popular mutiny.
Fucking spellcasters.
Yeah, that's why you guys have these votes for captain. It's to try to prevent mutinies. It's to try to have like a democratic process to go through, rather than stabbing the captain in the throat in the night. So
Got it.
I'm all in favor of the democracy route.
as long as the debt slaves only get 1/2 of the vote, and only the officers and the crew have to agree, and very conditional democracy.
I don't see how any of this is bad.
Okay, all right. I'm not saying it's bad. I'm just saying it's very conditional.
I don't know what you mean. We have
Okay.
rules for how the voting has to work.
Okay. All right.
Eric, I'm supposed to level up to level 3, right?
Indeed, you are.
And are we rolling for HP or average or what?
That is a great question. Whatever we did in the previous campaign, I do not recall, and I've been rolling ever since then, so I think we're just going to do rolling.
Roll.
We did
remember.
you choose. We did
You
choose.
okay, then we'll do you choose. If Blake remembers, Blake remembers.
Because I remember Xander
I'm gonna
rolled
roll
and I
because I'm
did
not a
average.
coward.
Oh, and then I got
No,
fucked.
because I'm not based.
Did I get fucked when I rolled? I feel like I got fucked when I rolled.
Probably.
Yeah, you did.
Whoever
In another
alright,
campaign,
I got fucked, yeah.
another campaign that I played, we had a wizard, and he rolled HP, and he got 1 for 3 levels in a row. That guy had less HP than the level 3 barbarian that the party had as like a follower.
No.
most
Level were they?
durable
They were a
wizard
level
in
10 wizard by the end of the game.
And how much HP did they have?
Let me go check, actually. Oh, it's not in this roll 20, never mind. I think they had like 60 at the end.
How do I do a custom druid circle in the character mancer?
I would not recommend doing it in the character mancer. I'd recommend
Just
doing
do
it
nothing in
manually.
character mancer?
Yeah.
Okay. Then I get to reroll my HP, right? Because I got bad rolls.
That's not how that works.
Right, but I do get to.
No.
Skip
No.
that for all of them? Oh my god, you did.
Good thing is, most of your job
Let's
is
go!
like
12 health.
huge. Your job is mostly navigating, not Wait,
Why are you rolling 2?
why are you rolling again, Ben?
I didn't.
We can all see that you did.
No. That was a warm up.
Oh. I didn't know it was a warm up.
That was in character mancer.
Oh, interesting.
So I'm
Uh-huh.
gonna just average the 2 of them.
Yeah, you're just gonna take 2 and 2.
Yeah, and
Damn.
like, that means like 2 + 2 is 12.
Yeah, so true. So true, King. I mean, you can't. I mean, he is a physics guy. It sounds like he knows what he's talking about.
Yeah, I do have a math
12.
minor.
Interesting.
Alright.
Talking to someone with a future master's degree, so
With a future, dude. That's so. That's like.
Future master's degree.
That's like the military wives
I was
of
literally
education.
trying to-
Yeah. Yeah, my rank is military wife.
U.S. Army soldier.
Yeah.
Yeah. Watch this. I'm gonna scare the shit out of Ben. Force equals mass times velocity, bro. Take that.
It's over. That's his 1 HP voice, dude. You just killed him.
Stay in motion. You got it wrong.
All right, I think.
Oh, I just killed my hero.
Blake actually hit us with the Aristotle idea of objects get tired and then stop.
Holy. Oh, also, Ethan, I decided to write a bit more about Democritus when I knew I was going to add him to this campaign. So I gave titles to all of the plays that he wrote over his life, as well as the ones that got him banished from, I wrote out the specific timeline of banishment. And there's one that I just...
banished from Zuri in the first place.
Yeah, that's what I was going to talk about. So he started by writing a bunch of comedies, but then he got banished from Belta, because that's where the Bards College is in the Delian League. So then he went back home, and... The thing that got him banned was he called it Gravekeeper's Truth. And up to this point in his career, he's just been writing comedy after comedy after comedy. And he decides, I'm going to spit some facts. I'm going to deliver knowledge onto the people of Belza. And it's just it's a 45-minute monologue of a gravekeeper talking to the audience, talking about basically just delivering the manifesto of Democritus to a crowd. And it wasn't that it was like subversive. It's just people thought it was really fucking annoying. And they voted to banish him.
They just thought it was annoying.
Yeah, well, because it's just a 45-minute monologue. That's not a fucking play. That's like false advertising, dude. It's not funny either, which he'd been making comedies his whole career.
Yeah, but don't go and see it, bozo. What?
Yeah, but he basically baited them in the first night, and then it was so bad they had to just watch the train wreck. And and the second thing that got him banished was a sex scandal, which is hard to believe since he was, since he is, who he is, Democritus. But yeah, he was 45 when it happened. He was a young, spry lad.
I guess he is a bard.
He is indeed. You forget about that when you talk to him, but yes, he is a 20 charisma bard.
How old was the individual in question?
Oh, she was even older than him. She was 60.
Oh, nice.
Oh, so he was
man.
Was she the one in the scandal, or was it a scandal for him?
The scandal was that she was married to one of the politicians of Zuri.
Ooh.
But he was the little boob.
Yeah, he was the little side piece. Yeah.
Democritus. Bites lower lip.
Yeah, true. Dude, see, it's all fun and games until you actually have to have a conversation with him, because he's genuinely one of the most annoying NPCs I think I've ever made. He's the worst. All right.
Alex.
Yes.
I need help leveling up by hand.
All right, I will help you with that in a sec. I did add someone else to the server. Yarrow, he's someone I played with online a bunch. I really like him. And he's going to be Vezio. We already talked about it. He's going to be the Marine Sergeant. He won't be in every session, but he'll be in a couple of them.
Guest appearances.
So, yeah, guest appearance.
He'll be here to make a celeb shot for the beer pong.
Yeah, basically. If you guys have any missions where you have to go to land and you need some really strong Marine there, he'll be there and just sort of vibing. Yeah. He can't talk during this because he's at work. But he will be able to listen in a little bit.
Hey, that was me 30 minutes ago.
There you go. Yeah, Ben, let's do your...
the call?
No, you just add him to the server, but he'll join the call in a second.
Still can't believe Alex just made Tom Bombadil.
Yeah, I forgot that part when Tom Bombadil fucked.
Okay, so Alex, I added my extra 12 health.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Your extra 4 health.
Yeah, I know. I have 14 hit points at level 3. It sucks.
Yeah.
So now I need to know what to do.
Okay, so step 1 is your circle. So what are you doing? Circle the stars?
Stars, yeah.
Alrighty. So just add these features manually real quick.
Oh, you're finally doing the Druid of Stars Navigator.
Yeah.
He is indeed finally doing it.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Okay, Ben Hamin, go to the... I'm just going to send you the link.
I have the Druid up.
Oh, shit.
Oh, perfect. Pick what the map form is.
Oh, okay, yeah, let me do that.
While you're doing that. Yarrow, I know you can't talk since you're at work, but these are all the other people you'll be playing with. Other people will be playing with. This is Yarrow. He's Australian. That's all you need to know. That's his whole character.
Australian?
I mean, IRL character, yeah. That's his... Yeah, that's who he is. Yeah, so there are 6 map forms there. Just select from them, and
I think I want a glass disc.
Cool.
Wait, no,
Sounds
a crystal. A crystal.
Crystal. You're a crystal girl.
Yeah.
Okay. Boom. Crystal loop. Okay. cool. Then you get your whole thing. Real quick, those of you that don't have characters, you're making them now, and those of you that do have characters, you're rewriting the backstories. If you want to add anything there, I was rereading some of them. I realized we did very sparse backstories for this game. Or if you already are satisfied with the backstory, you're doing what you did for 2 months in the city-state.
Yep.
All right. Adding this.
I've been thinking. Also, I think I gotta ask. Since I've already had my character made beforehand,
Did that
I'm gonna
happen?
send you this. Here's like what I was kind of thinking for like the character look. DM'd it to you.
Okay.
That a good look?
Yeah, I mean, I'm just gonna yoink that and then do the
Yeah,
AI,
put it through
like,
the AI
yeah,
thing. Yep.
exactly.
Cool.
Hi.
How do I choose at level 3 a roguish archetype? Do I just put that in manually after?
Yeah, put
Correct.
that manually.
Yeah. Unless you want to
shit,
do one of
you
the
were
ones that's
rogue too?
auto-provided for you.
Oh fuck, we
I
got
do
so
that.
many rogues.
Yeah, normal, average ship.
Also, I need to put my character's name and race and shit into the Defiance
Sounds good.
Excel sheet.
Yeah, when is this Birmingham?
Jesus.
Oh yeah, I forgot I have
That was
I have more
great.
share than a lot of the senior officers.
Is that real?
Yeah, because I'm a master.
Oh, because
carpenter.
you're Master Carpenter. Yeah, critical. Mission critical. Oh,
Yeah.
yeah. By the way, just a real quick, does everyone actually know what these roles mean, like in the ship context?
You gave
I explained
us,
it to
okay.
you, but I don't know if I explained
Yeah.
it to other people.
Master Carpenter fix ship, Quartermaster do navigation and resource management.
What do you think a
okay.
bosun does?
Bosun is just like the general manager. He like makes like operations happen, I think.
Yeah, he does maintenance for the ship.
Yeah.
That's a good description.
There is a document here that is the officer abilities.
Correct. That says what their abilities are. Does it provide a description of what they actually do in the ship's
Yeah,
maintenance?
I don't believe so. Oh, really?
But yeah, I wanted
oh,
to
it
ask:
does.
Am I
No,
more
just,
of
it's
an
mechanics.
actual? Am I more of an actual carpenter? Is more than I am, or am I more ordering people that I am that are also
There are only
carpenters?
6 carpenters in the ship, so most of your
Okay,
duty
so
is
both.
actual carpentry, yeah.
Got it. All right, heard.
The bosun is like the manager version of a carpenter. He's like
Got it.
managing the entire vessel.
Heard.
Oh,
Like
so
you were
I'm
saying
like
something?
the head. Yeah, am I like the head manager? Is that like
Kind
what the
of. Your
bosun does?
main job is like just step out of the specifics of the Defiance to more ships in general. Bosuns are maintenance, and ships. It doesn't sound like you don't think about all the maintenance a ship has to do, but like for example, boards have to be replaced, nailed back in, and then sealed with pitch so that they're waterproof. That takes so fucking long. It's actually unreal. Almost every single day, someone has to go into the lower decks and make sure that no little pieces of water are starting to sink into the ship. So someone has to go do pitch all over the place. These jobs were so shitty that they were almost always handed out to like the newest people, and everything related to like even human waste, like where poop and piss goes, where food is being placed in the ship, not like the management of the specifics of the food, but like where in the ship you put it. Everything related to all the ship operations are dealt with by the bosun, and he interfaces with like the sailmaker and all those people.
Yeah.
So
Like imagine how
what
much
is
upkeep
my-
it takes.
What is my relationship with like the master craftsman?
The
guess
master
it's the
carpenter, so you would know, like, okay, we're probably going to need an extra mast, or we're going to need, a new banister here because it's starting to get run down, or, we're going to need this thing sanded or this thing improved. You would go say, do this thing, and if you have free time, you can go help him, but your jobs are more, you're not actually doing the work on the ground.
Okay.
Oh fuck. It's fucking tech theater all over again.
Yeah. So Xander's just my little wage slave.
Yeah, he's your little
What
wage
the
slave.
fuck? I
That is
literally
all
have
true.
more fucking.
He's your
Hold
little,
on,
he's your
hold
little
on.
boy, your little slave.
I'm like, I literally have more shares than you. All right.
Yeah, that is true. But that's because
Didn't
master
ask.
carpenters are rarer because their jobs are harder.
Harder.
Okay, Ben, I
Stevie's
think
on
I
your
added
boss.
your Circle of Stars stuff, but now you need to do spells and personality traits, ideals, bonds, flaws.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah. All of the character writing I'm gonna get to later.
Okay, perfect.
Okay, but so then just real quick, I just want to verify.
Yep.
So that means that I'm picking. I don't know what my spells known is.
Your spells
you
known are
finish-
standard druid.
Did you finish the
Yeah,
AI
I know-
thing?
I
Eric?
know, but
No, that's not going to be done until we're done with
I
this
don't know where
session.
that's. I don't know where that's listed.
Oh, here you go. This is a link, and filter it by class, and then the class you're filtering by is druid.
Yeah. Oh, I know that. Thanks.
Oh. Yeah, good point. True. I did
Damn, bro.
I did my explanation voice, even though.
Yeah.
All right.
No, sorry. I know how to find spells. I don't know
Oh.
how many spells I'm supposed to know.
Oh, that's a great question. I don't know either. Let me check.
Damn, you're embarrassing me in front of the YouTube audience.
True,
Alex.
so true, King.
God.
So true.
Alex.
Yeah, my
Okay,
one consistent
commenters, I need you to listen.
viewer. No, stop.
I have a minor in mathematics. I am very smart.
Okay, spellcasting.
Alex,
Yeah.
one of my abilities specifies as a master carpenter that I would get an additional modifier on my sailing die.
Yeah.
What the fuck is a sailing die?
Yeah, there's a whole thing about boat mechanics that I was waiting for everyone to be here for that we'll talk about in a sec. Ben, to answer your question, you can have a number of spells of your wisdom modifier plus your druid level, and these can be spread across like all your levels.
Okay, and druid is the cool kind of spellcaster where every long rest I can just pick new spells, right?
Yes, druids are the same as clerics in the sense that they have access to every spell. They just choose which ones to prepare at the end of a long rest.
Hi.
Which is
okay.
insane.
It is
So then
cool.
it's Wizmod plus druid level, you said?
Yes.
Okay. So then I'll just pick some and I might change them later because I can do that.
Yes, you can.
Hi, kitty. Hold on.
Kitty.
Oh, and I also didn't pick equipment because in Charactermancer it didn't give me a time to, so I didn't think about that much.
Oh yeah,
That's
we don't
perfect
get,
because this campaign is going to have a custom equipment thing in the sense that you get none. And all of your equipment has to be provided by the ship with the limited pool of starting money.
and from your backgrounds, like
Oh,
my
and from your
background
background,
is
yes.
But like
That's the
it's
thing.
literally just like for me, it's clothes, tools, and a letter, and that's literally it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
okay.
So I don't have armor, I don't have a weapon, I don't got shit.
Yep. And it'll be up to Ben and Jackson to dole out, what limited money and supplies are available aboard the ship.
Nice. Hype.
I actually have 3 electrum. I'll be fine.
What? That was a crazy everything. Everything about that was wild.
Ethan, have you been deployed yet?
No, I just got to Kansas.
Oh, fucking lame.
Yes, it's very
Dude,
lame.
You should
I'm
have seen
happy
him
that
when he
you're
showed up
not
to-
deployed, Smile.
Dude, you should have seen him when we all
Uh,
when we met up together. Dude was dressed in like he was cosplaying a military person.
He
I
did look
fucking-
very
I-
military.
What do you mean
Showed up-
cosplay?
Like he literally had like
showed up to Mox in the military fit.
yeah,
Yeah.
like camo pants, a little bomb squad shirt, a bomb squad Lego hat. Like
Mox not wearing camo pants.
I mean, it was basically camo because it was green. That's basically camo.
Stolen Valor.
I was wearing the same shorts I am now, which are blue.
I don't know. Ben spin
Stolen
facts. That's
valor.
all I know. Yeah, Ben
Stolen
spin
Valor.
facts.
You got me, boys. I made the whole thing
Yeah,
up.
true.
I still live in Washington.
Yeah, you've just
Stolen
been
valor.
pissing in a swamp for the last year. All right.
Got me.
Oh, I did add one character to the ship that I just.
I learned air bubble. Huge.
I made an executive decision to add one member of the crew. So last time we played Voyages of the Defiance, aka 2.5 real life years ago, I had not figured out about dwarven seasickness yet. I had not assigned mechanics to it. I didn't know quite how it worked, and there was a dwarf on the Defiance, one of them. And since then, obviously, because of Dwarf Game and other campaigns, we've significantly developed it. So now, you have Ustrid Belagos. This was the dwarf on the vessel before, but I gave him a nickname, which is Milk Eye, because he is a horrific opium addict. I thought you should all be aware that you have a based
Yeah, I
dwarf
mean-
on your ship.
he either
Is he
is
not-
like he's either high on opioids or dying. So
Yeah, exactly.
Does
Now,
he not
Alex.
eventually do the thing Morgren does or did, where
Yeah.
you get
Where he gets
immunity?
proficiency?
Yeah.
Yes, he has proficiency. He's also an opium addict.
Oh, so he
Nice
can not do opium.
Yeah, he
and
got
also not
addicted
die.
while he was getting
just
used to being a
chooses-
member of a ship.
oh,
yeah.
okay.
He just chooses to do opium.
Yeah.
Based.
All right.
Well, it's not a choice.
You know what I mean? He won't
No, you
die
just
from
got you got told. Okay, he's sick,
It's
bro.
a sickness, Ethan.
Yeah, you got told.
How would you go steal some more valor? Okay.
I'll do that.
Oh God. All right, I'm gonna do this thing Xander asked me to. Any questions about character creation at the moment?
I just need
I'm
to.
adding Moonbeam.
Yo, Moonbeam, go fucking hard, bro.
Oh, this reminds me. For those of you that aren't making characters right now, think about some way to connect your characters over the last 2 months. Like I know that I don't think Svensson has anything in this backstory about knowing other members of the crew. Same with Georg. Same with Brutal. That took a second. But yeah, just write like how your characters know each other.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I still need to write like how I, like got onto the crew with y'all because y'all hired me because
Also
I
true.
can carpent and there's perhaps
Yeah,
some
why would
reason
they
why I'm on a
select you
private
over
vessel.
the other? Yeah, why would they select you over the other candidates? Huh. Oh, also change
Well, that's
your,
the thing. Were there other candidates? How rare are master carpenters, or like these people with the proficiency to be a master carpenter?
I would bet that there probably would have been at least one other candidate, specifically
Yeah.
probably one of the carpenter journeymen.
Yeah, because the according to my background, there has to have been like a guild that is good,
There
like,
is,
proficient
indeed.
in carpentry. So yeah,
Yeah,
so.
there's a carpenter. Well, the city-state is one of the strongest guild cities in the world. Like guilds there
Yep.
have an insane amount of power. Carpenters Guild isn't a thing, but there are ship carpenters guilds, and then there's a bunch of specific ones.
Oh yeah, it's specific things.
And
like,
they are all quite
a whole guild to like
powerful.
carpenting chairs.
Mm-hmm. I mean, yeah, I played another campaign in the city-state with Yarrow was in that actually, and they had a bit of run-ins with various guilds, random-ass guilds that had an insane amount of power. The Beggars Guild was my favorite. Essentially like a Thieves Guild stand-in, kind of. They're just like a big information broker that knows all the secret deets of the city.
The beggars have a guild.
The Beggars indeed have a guild, and they're
Have
treated
they
quite
considered have they considered using their wealth to stop begging?
well. They had considered, but they are serially abused by those who in positions of higher power, which is why they were beggars in the first place, and instead they utilize that power to subvert the society around them.
Oh. How about they get a job?
Dope. God damn, that goes hard, dude.
Just get a job.
Just get a job. Fuck, dude. Why didn't they think of that? Fuck.
Ow, fuck.
Yeah, man. I was just saying fuck. I mean, you said fuck, I'm saying fuck. Fuck.
Xander, what's your
Oh.
character's name?
Shaban Mujan.
I don't know how to spell that.
Hold on, let me copy and paste it into
Oh,
the
Yarrow dropping his
chat
first
room.
message. They're all extortionists, and I hate them. And this is in reference to the Beggars Guild, because they did fleece the fuck out of him repeatedly.
Oh. Fuck, dude got begged.
At least he didn't have to deal with the Money Changers Guild very often. That is
Oh
the
fuck.
best
Yo,
institution
fuck
in
the Money
Valoros.
Changers Guild.
The
All
Money
my
Changers.
homies hate the Money Changers Guild.
Yes, I would like to turn my 10 gold into 6 gold, please.
Okay, to be fair to them, it's 7, but fuck them anyway.
They're so based, bro.
I don't give a shit, man.
I'm looking for 7 gold. Does anyone have 7 gold? I only have 10 gold.
I think my favorite example of the Beggars Guild not Beggars Guild, the Money Changers is in Myth Dojo, which is like a ultra bureaucratic society. One of the players was like, "Hey, I have 7 gold, you have 5 gold and some change. I'm just gonna give you my money to you, and then you just exchange change for me." And the two of them realized that doing this would be a capital crime because the Money Changers Guild had managed to lobby so hard that it was literally a crime to do give change to one of your family members. You always gotta go through the guild, baby.
Holy fuck.
Through the fucking guild.
Xander, I am
Yes.
writing that. What is
I
it?
swear to God, if you write that I'm your wage slave in your background, I'm gonna.
Based.
No.
Based.
I wrote that your character was the only person to beat Rudol in Dragon Chess, and that's why he's the Master Carpenter. Because Rudol massively equates intelligence to good work.
Beautiful, beautiful. I do have high int specifically for that. Probably not as high as yours because I'm level 3.
Yeah.
But 17 int,
I'm also-
pretty good for level 3.
I also have a +10 to carpentry tools.
Yeah, I couldn't get fucking expertise in it because rogue rules are dumb, and that it's expertise specifically in a skill, not a tool. As well as the only tool you can get it in is thieves' tools.
Jesus Christ, we have so many rows.
Yeah. Yes, we do.
How about edit those rules then, Alex? Give him expertise.
Give him expert.
I will here, Alex, please. I will happily give up my even just proficiency in thieves' tools just for expertise in carpenter's tools. Please. Oh, hello.
Oh, geez.
Robo.
Oh, robot.
He's doing something on the map.
No, he's doing his AI image.
Yeah, I sent him an
Oh,
image of my
no,
character.
That too.
Fitness hole wiener mouth.
I said, why would you ask me that?
Anyways.
Like, I'm gonna put a hot dog in the next tweet.
Anyways, what I was saying.
This is a dumb bit like I have.
You asked me a question and now I'm still like, I don't remember what you asked me.
Oh, it was
Oh no,
can
you
I
can't do that.
trade? Yeah, I thought so. I think I already asked that when I was originally.
I also think you asked me that. And I
Yeah,
said no.
that makes sense.
Anyway, Xander, you have 2 images to choose from. First one, I don't know why, but the beard merged into like a fur collar, and then there's this one where he looks like the Giga Chat emoji.
That is very Giga Chatty, but
I
where did it
Wait.
get?
Wait, where are the pictures? Are you screen sharing?
I
No,
DM them
it's
to
in DM
Xander.
them.
Oh, why would you put them
Neither
in
of these
general?
look like the image I sent you.
Yeah, they don't, because there's something called if you use Stable Diffusion, there's something called CFG scale, which is basically how similar it looks to the original image, and I turned it up a little bit so that it'd be a bit more creative.
The top one really just looks like a fucking Giga Chat.
yeah, it does. Also, there's a non-zero chance that doing that annihilated the recording, so I'm not going to do it again. But so you can pick from one of those two, or I'll do it afterwards, before session 1.
Ow, fuck, Jesus Christ, I keep stabbing myself.
Stop, bro.
Just have you considered not doing that?
Yeah, Jesus.
Okay.
Alex.
Honestly,
Yeah.
Oh no, you
Ben.
keep asking a question. I'm just deciding which fucking
what's
art I want.
what's the easiest way to get Shillelagh on my sheet so that I have like a different attack to roll?
Do
You can just add an
know-
attack.
Do you know
Can I
what
just add,
weapon
like, a
you'll be casting it
shillelagh?
on?
Yeah.
Light hammer.
Light hammer?
Yeah.
Okay. I don't know if it can be
Yeah.
cast on light hammer.
I
Oh.
think it's any simple weapon. if
I
remember
don't think
correctly.
that's true. I think it's club and quarterstaff.
Oh, it might just be
Club or quarterstaff. Yeah. Dang it. Okay. Well, I'll just ditch my weapon for a quarterstaff then.
Okay, great. Then we can add that to your sheet.
Wait, where did you get
Quarterstaff,
quarterstaff?
parentheses, shillelagh. Ooh, true, actually. Is it from your background?
Where am I getting a quarterstaff? It's one of the options I could have chosen for druid instead of.
Oh, yeah, that's the
Oh,
thing. We're
no.
not doing class equipment. We're
Yeah.
only doing background equipment.
Oh.
The
Yeah,
rest of
that's
it
what I
has
was
to
thinking,
come
like
from
that.
the ship.
Yep.
Okay.
I only have tools and common clothes.
Base.
Okay, so I just don't have a weapon then.
Well, you're the quartermaster, so you can choose how to spend the ship's coffers. So you can just buy yourself a
Session-
weapon.
Session 1, or I guess end of this session, will literally.
It'll be
like,
end of this, yeah.
Okay.
It'll just need
Okay.
me and Ben and a spreadsheet and love.
Okay, well then, Alex, can we go through my inventory and delete a bunch of shit? Because I think
Yeah,
that's
I
what we
got
need
you.
to do.
What do you get from your background that you wrote?
I didn't do anything for my background yet because I didn't know what to write. So I was
Perfect.
gonna. So I think I keep druidic focus, and that's it.
Yeah. So let's look at normal backgrounds and careers. What was this originally based on, roughly?
Nothing. I just wrote
Nothing.
shit.
Okay, that's fine. Then I will look at sailor because that's roughly in the general vein of things.
Oh, hey Alex.
Hi.
Oh, my bad. Are you too busy?
No.
Okay. I have coral armor. Do you remember like what that does? Because I
Yes.
forgot to write it down. I guess.
I believe it is a type of light armor, equivalent to studded leather +1.
Okay. I also have some stud leather, so I'm just gonna give that to Xander.
Okay, yeah, we'll get to the inventory stuff in a bit. Also, specifically, that core armor comes from the corpse of Manakai, who is a person who joined your party through kindness and love and wanted to help you achieve this great goal, and then he died and you stripped him naked.
Yeah, I did do
remember
that. I did do that
Yeah,
because
D&D moment.
Rudol has an obsession with magical items.
and naked fishmen apparently.
Wait,
Yo,
me
the
too,
fisherman
though.
pirates. From One Piece.
Okay, yeah, Ben, I think what you will have is, I'm just looking at one that's pretty similar. So you'd have 1 D10 silver pieces, a simple weapon of your choice, traveler's clothes, and a wooden shield.
Okay, do you think I want to? Oh, I think I want to go club shield instead of quarterstaff.
Are you worried about your AC?
Well, currently it's 13, so yes.
Okay, then yeah, I would recommend a club instead of a quarterstaff as well.
Okay. Wait, oh, but I'm the quartermaster. Hold on.
Whoa, whoa.
The pun potential is too great.
The potential.
Can I just call it a quarter club?
No,
Dang it.
that's
We'll
just
cut
a
a
club.
club into quarters, then you have
Yeah,
a quarter
that
club.
was like a stick actually.
A
You should be able to
quad.
cast Shillelagh on a stick.
I think you can. It's called the quarterstaff.
that-
Quarterstaff is only two-handed, yeah?
Yeah. Wait, let's double check that. Yeah. Wait, it says versatile. Hold up. Wait a minute.
Yeah, no, the
Oh,
quarterstaff
shit, yo!
is the quarterstaff is versatile. There's another name for the weapon that isn't in D&D. That's literally just like an extra long quarterstaff.
You're an extra
half staff?
quarterstaff.
Bowstaff.
Whoa. Oh, I thought it was half staff.
What?
The way a quarterstaff works is, yeah, it can be one-handed for 1d6 bludgeoning, and then two-handed
Okay,
for
then-
1d8.
Then I'm gonna need like 4 attacks on my sheet. Quarterstaff, one-handed, two-handed, and then shillelagh, one-handed, two-handed, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Luckily,
cool.
you're
Then
probably going to be an animal most of the time, right? Oh, no, because you're
no.
stars, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then can I cast spells if I have things in both hands?
It's a great question. I will check. I know for clerics the answer is 100% no, but for like warlocks the answer is yes. So I don't know. I will read.
Okay.
The question is, do you need to hold your spell casting focus while casting a spell? That's the question. Oh, did you add druidic to your sheet? You did.
Oh, the language?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It
I
auto
think you
added.
can,
Yeah.
Mhm.
You chose Neo-Apep.
Yeah.
Interesting. Interesting.
Yeah. Well, because the other option was Ancient Apep, right?
And Neftarin.
Oh, I thought I have Neftarin.
Oh, okay. Sometimes when you do it on the character mancer, it doesn't add custom languages, so I will add that.
Okay.
Also, I was doing a bunch of writing for the Great Desert to get it caught up to 1280 because it was like a lot behind, like 7 years behind. And I
Who
was
won the Civil War? Or the war?
which
There was
war?
like a trade war.
Oh yeah,
There was like
yeah. We resolved that in Limits, man. It was like one of 30 subplots that was just cooking off in the background. But yeah, it was won by Hathon. But yeah, what I was reading about, or what I say reading, what I wrote based on what I wrote before was that. Do you remember when you went to the tomb of Shapur the Great?
Yeah. Do I remember?
Yeah. That was like a big world building opportunity because it was, the prototypical culture for which all of Al Sirah and the Water Confederation are built on. And so, in that tomb, he found that there were like 7 distinct kingdoms prior to the Apep Empire being founded. And I wrote a lot about what these cultures look like in the modern day. So the Water Confederation is no longer like basically a nation state with like one religion and one culture. It's like 7 different cultures, 3 religions. Like it's fucking complex. And
Wait, is there literally one for each of the kingdoms?
what do you mean?
You said there are 7 different cultures and there were 7
Yeah, the
different
cultures are
kingdoms.
not related to the kingdoms. They just like some of them are, but not really. Like one of the cultures is called the Wahatites, which in the long time ago would have been hardcore zealots to the Sun Emperors, but now they are a sect of Sun Emperor worshippers that worship Reshep, despite living in the Water Confederation. So like
Nice.
modern political
Reshep
events.
has Water Confederation influence?
Oh yeah, lots. Because a lot of people still
When
worship
is he
the Sun
gonna get
Emperors.
Cavaranth?
And time, okay? Wait. No spoilies.
No spoilies.
Dude.
It doesn't say anything about holding your druid spellcast focus, so unless we ever find anything that says that, then I'm just going to say you're fine.
Cool. All right, so then I need to add. Oh, you already did.
I
Or
did
you're
all
almost.
the things. Yeah, I just need to add
There's only-
quarterstaff,
Yeah.
one-handed. One-handed. Now I'm just going to say shillelagh and then have it do 1d8.
Also, do you mean 2-hand? Oh,
Yeah, I meant two-handed. I just had a stroke.
You know, stroke, man. You're good.
No, I'm
My
dead.
grandpa had a
I'm
stroke.
literally... Oh, is he alive?
Yeah.
That's good.
It was
Yeah,
small.
my grandpa had a stroke.
Nice.
You have the same grandpa.
the only logical conclusion.
All right. Druidic focus, quarterstaff, wooden shield, a crystal. We should name this. I think we should call. What do you want to call it, Ben? A
My
crystal,
crystal?
that contains the star path for
Yeah.
the Neftarin Desert.
Well, I thought it would have all of the stars.
That is impossible. I don't know how.
Why?
Well, because the star positions changed based on where you are in the world. So how would it have the whole night sky?
I thought it would just be about like where I was. It's magical.
Oh, is it magical? Is that? I'll read the thing. Oh, you're right. No, it literally is a magical spellcasting
Yeah.
focus. Oh, okay. Yeah, no, you're right. Then yeah, let me check my Neftarin language thing. I feel like there's something in here about just so we're on the same page. I think
You have
there's something.
slang terms.
Oh yeah, there's a lot in here. I think there's something about a navigational tool. Maybe I'm having a stroke.
I chose. I have a nickname that's like the one that knows the stars.
Oh, that's awesome. Yeah.
Yeah.
As you can tell, I read Dune about 4 times before writing this handout. So
Baller.
I
I
reread
need to
the
read
second
Dune.
book in that series recently, and my God, dude, Frank Herbert needs to learn to have an editor. He needs to like make everything 50% shorter. I love him, but goddamn.
Yeah, where's the Dune supercut but book?
Actually, true. No, Dune itself is very well paced, but this is I read Dune Messiah, and dude, that guy needs to write so much less.
Search moisture farmers. These intelligent members of the caravan set up moisture traps all across the desert to be collected when passing by.
Those guys are based. I'm thinking like I know what I was thinking now. It has nothing to do with navigation. It's a word called gafala, which basically means like it means. Have you ever heard the word susi?
No.
It's in reference to Finland. It's a phrase that they use to describe themselves, and it's sort of like a philosophy. Finnish people.
Oh, okay.
And it's like a philosophy of like resistance, and it's like a spirit. It's like a vibe basically. I don't know how else to describe it. And Gafala is how the Neftarans describe themselves. They're like survivors. They cling on to life. They like resist things. So I was thinking like Gafala crystal, because you know you're from the desert, you resist, you know. But it doesn't quite.
Can I make up a new slang term that gets
Yes.
added to lore?
Well, we'll see if it gets added. But yes, you can make up a new slang term.
Well, I wouldn't like shitpost about it if I thought it was gonna get added.
Then yes, you can add a new thing.
Yeah, I'm not gonna make like butthole. Butthole means like heart of the
See,
stars and
you just,
Neftaran.
I am scarred from like the first ever like 2 campaigns in Valoros, because that was before like other people started taking it that seriously, before the name lists were implemented. And there are some characters in Valoros that have just wacky names, like anime character names. Cough cough,
Have you
real
seen-
Stromheim.
Okay, have I
let's
told you
go.
about Kevin's campaigns has a ban list of names characters have used, and it is a horrendous
Yeah, he
list.
told me about it. We were talking one time, and I'm like, bro, just make a whitelist. Why would you not just do
Yeah.
this? But it is what it is. All right. So yeah, there's that thing.
Like, imagine having a canonical Joe Biden in Valorant.
No.
I would delete
Joe
the planet.
Biden.
I would delete all 700,000 words of Valorous before adding fucking Joe Biden.
Joe Biden.
Okay.
What about Joe Byron?
Damn, that's powerful.
Take me out to dinner.
Okay, yeah. Personality traits,
Bring
ideals,
out the
bonds,
whole
flaws.
ocean.
I told him to bring out the whole ocean.
Jackson, how's your
Not the lobster.
yours
Life
going,
is like
Jackson?
Roblox.
I think I'm up
Call
to
me
level 3
Expiricus.
all good.
Nice. So, what are you thinking about your character? Where are they from?
Like, I didn't know that you were a DJ Khaled connoisseur.
I am.
From,
Good.
Life,
Delian.
Roblox.
Oh, I see the name thing here. Typically, for Delian
Gatorade.
names, we actually combine these. So, like, you would actually be Unios, all one name,
Theory.
rather than Yun and then space Neos.
I see.
Yeah, most Delians have one name, and you can instantly figure out their clout based on their name. It's one of my favorite
what
things,
might
because
this
whenever Ethan would encounter someone, he'd be like, "Oh, what's your name?" They'd tell him, and he'd judge them based on like the prefix, suffix, which is exactly what you're supposed to do. You're like, "Oh, you're a laborer? Oh, don't even talk to me." Yeah.
And then
I'm doing.
I also have
Perfect.
my giant list of Aeolion's other names that I would go by.
Yeah, his version of going into disguise was just to change the suffix of his name. He's like, no one will ever recognize me now.
And they didn't.
And they did it, yeah, because they're like, what? He's just a laborer. Yeah. Okay, cool. I'm going to start talking about boat mechanics now. Keep doing all the things you were doing. If you have any questions, feel free to interrupt me, because this may take a little bit, but...
I do have a question. Sorry, this
Yeah.
is a bit silly, but is there a way to collapse all the images in Roll20? Because like the character portraits are taking up 2 rows now, and they
Yes,
stack
yes, there
horribly with the big rows
absolutely
on
is.
top.
I also just completely removed them. So you click on, let me find
Go to
it.
the
It's-
cog in the top right, and then
yeah.
graphics, I believe. No,
No,
not
it's
graphics.
audio and video, and then video
Audio
display.
and video
Why
display.
would it be? Oh my god, it's hidden.
Yeah, I know. Audio and video display,
They don't
names
want you to
only.
find it.
I just get
Names
rid of the
only.
portraits entirely, because as long as they're... Oh, and then in the chat, do your names like this. So it's like character name, and then parentheses, actual name. So like,
Okay.
yeah.
What if they edit the name and I want my alias on the internet?
That's my response to you.
That was even worse. That did something horrible.
Do you want the brackets like that?
No, you
No.
don't need the brackets. Ethan did the right thing. He just needs to put a space between the letters.
Yeah, yeah,
Okay.
like what I
See,
did.
No, you can put the things back. You just need a space.
Yeah, you can put a space between the
Because now it looks like your
parentheses.
character just has a really long name.
Adrian, Svensson, Ethan. That sounds really great. It's like a Rudolf Stronheim Kyle.
Yeah. Just put
It's like a name
parentheses,
that
bro.
has no bearing fitting. As like
Parenthesis, my
last
brother.
name.
All right. Okay, I'm going to talk about boat stuff. So, I took 2 different boat systems and smashed them together. That sounds like the intro to a Mr. Beast video. I took.
The only proper way to do it.
So, yeah.
Mr. Beast.
There's two separate like systems, and both of them had things I wanted, so I just kind of combined them, which means there's some rough edges to the system we're using, but we'll figure it out as we play. So the way it works is, this is the Defiance. This is the token we'll be using. I have a more detailed one, but in terms of like battle map stuff, this is the Defiance. It has a HP amount, it has AC, it has stats like a normal, person. It has strength, con, blah, blah, blah. It doesn't have any mental stats for obvious reasons.
Damn it.
Sanity check on the boat.
Intelligence.
Boat got
We
rinsed.
have a lot of stuff for traveling. This is a whole handout about how to travel. We're not going to go over that right now. We're going to cover it when it comes up. Basically, the version is you have a fixed speed, which is modified by weather, and then if you choose to go slow, you can do actions on board the ship. If you choose to go fast, you gain exhaustion. That's the summary of that whole last handout, basically. And so going slow is pretty good if you want to like do things aboard the ship, like cooking or there's a lot of actions to do. But combat is a whole thing, because previously the combat we were doing was based on the Ghosts of Saltmarsh combat, which is provided by Wizards of the Coast, and I hate that system with deep passion, so we almost never used it. I think we used it once. So now we're going to use this system, and essentially there is a grid-based battle map, a hex-based battle map, and ships will be moving naturally via the wind. We're actually going to go to that map now, because I think I have a little demonstration.
Oh my god! Oh my god! I can just keep unzooming.
Yeah, it's big.
Oh my god, dude.
Oh,
Oh my god! I'm a glob.
Each one of these.
Oh my god, I kept on zooming and now I'm lost.
Each one of these squares is 50 feet long, which means you can guess the
That's a
length of this.
hexagon?
Yeah, each one of these hexagons, yeah, not squares. So you can guess the length of this
Wait,
galley.
we're finally going hex map? Yes.
No, just for naval stuff. So this is a 100-foot long galleon, galley, not galleon, and it has a bunch of stats. You can access those stats if you go to rules, boats, and then you'll see all ships that I've made so far. Also a sea worm, which is like a sea monster. In combat,
We're not going to see any of those, right?
Sure.
in combat, a ship has a number of actions. Your ship has 4. So the captain, which is Ethan, will decide what 4 actions the ship is going to do. For some actions, you need a person doing them themselves. Like, let me go find action stations. For example, if you want the ship to be piloted, you need someone to be the pilot, which is typically going to be the captain, but not necessarily. You also need to look out if you want to do that action. So like, you guys, the players, will need to fill these different stations, and then the captain will choose who he wants to do what on a given turn.
Wait, are we looking at the travel rules?
Well, there's action stations. I'm just describing the general system. There's not a particular
okay.
sheet I'm going over
Got
right
it.
now.
All right, never mind. My bad.
So yeah, he'll basically hand out actions to different members of the crew, and you'll just be fighting enemy ships. I think that's enough to explain for now. It'll make a lot more sense when we dive into it. The important thing is sailing die, which is the question that originally set me off on this whole thing, because Xander asked it. When you guys are doing an action, you have to make a sailing. You have to do a check to see if you can successfully do the action, and you can add the ship's stats, but also your own sailing die. For example, you are a carpenter, correct, Xander?
Yes, I am.
So, at the start of a combat round, Ethan could decide, I want someone to do carpentry. So he'd say, Master Carpenter, we're going to do you, which costs every single point. So the ship would do nothing except for repair. So if Xander fucked up his roll, that would be really bad because the ship just did nothing for a full round and no repairs go through. So what Xander can do is he can roll his carpenter's check. He'd actually use the ship's modifier, not his own, but he would make a ship check, and then he can add his sailing die to the ship's result. And then, you can repair the ship by that much. So what sailing die are, is it's basically your individual officer, like your individual character's proficiency at that particular task. And as this campaign continues, I'm going to give you guys higher sailing dice. I'm going to give you modifiers to them. But to start with, everyone has 1d4 on a skill that they are proficient in, and then nothing in skills that they are not proficient in. So that's kind of the general summary.
So I would have a 1d4 proficiency in carpenter's tools because I am proficient in it, and then we would be able to add that to the dice check of the ship.
Yeah, and I believe your officer roll allows you to do an additional something. I don't remember. Let me check.
I think it is just like I get to roll an additional sailor's die. Let me double check that real quick.
When the master carpenter does
they
the
can
repair
add their
action,
carpenter's tool. Oh, so okay, I can add my carpenter's tools modifier.
Yeah, so you do
the
1d4
subset.
plus 5 for your repair
Got it.
roll, which is, that's really good. That's like a plus 7 on average. Yeah, and some of the officers don't have officer roles, but they do have travel options that they can do. For example, the cook. He can't do anything in combat. He doesn't have any special, like, I don't know, gonna chop you up action. That doesn't exist. But while the ship is traveling, he can do something called, let me go find it. He can do something called Comforts of Home. The cook rolls a cook's utensils check. If they beat a DC 12, then anyone who ate the food may spend 1 free hit dice on their next short rest. If they do not get a short rest within 24 hours, then this benefit fades. So it's just a nice little free, 1d10 health, for depending on what your class is. And that's kind of what all the travel checks are. They're just nice little bonuses that if your ship is all beat up and stuff, you really kind of need them. So yeah, that's what the ship system looks like. I'm going to explain a lot more of it when we have to actually do combat, but that's our, session 0 summary of how it works. Travel is also a bit intensive, but that's basically just Ben and Ethan doing everything because captain and quartermaster. So, that's boats. Now we'll just go character by character and figure out where we're at. So, let's start with Ethan. Is Adrian Svensson good and ready and done?
Yes.
All right, let me give this background a little look-see. Bro, he got like the Les Mis backstory. That's crazy.
You need the big old family.
Is he like a Valjean type?
Kind of, yeah. Basically, that's the one I was thinking of.
Yeah, give me the numbers, Ben. I know you still know them.
The numbers?
Or what was his prison number?
Oh, 61802?
Why do you know? Oh, I know why you know that.
309.
Is that like a? Wait, I know. I love that Travis Scott song.
When you type in Jean Valjean, the top autofill is Jean Valjean number.
Based.
24601. I was not that close.
Yes.
There is 2 things I would request of you.
Okay.
1, added 0 to inches in his height because it made me happy. Secondly, can you develop a relationship with one member of the crew that you accrued? Wow, that was a relationship that you developed over the last 2 months.
Yes, I can.
Perfect. Another of the players, or I guess it could be an NPC crew member if you really want to
Make
be
it
friends. Okay, I'm going to look at Blake's
Yo,
sheet.
wait, Blake.
No,
What?
Aaron's sheet.
I would say during the past 2 months, you were probably, as the bosun, you were probably looking for a new master carpenter. And so you were probably looking for that. And I would say over the course of the 2 months, we were probably developing like a friendship for each other. But part of my backstory thing is I wouldn't have wanted to go until like near the end when something happened in my backstory.
Yeah, and then we started kissing.
Yeah, then we kissed, and we got on the ship, and we started living together, but totally not like in a gay way.
Yeah, definitely not. It's just 103 men in close quarters sweating.
Sweating, sharing pools, bro.
Yeah,
little bit of
sweating,
Ben, I've
swabbing folds. You know, it'd be.
What's up, Ethan?
You're the buddy that I've made.
Nice.
Because
Nice.
Alex said that the 2 of us are going to be doing the most salient stuff. So
Yeah.
That is true.
I can talk to you later about. We can talk about what our backstory is,
Okie dokie.
but we're secretly kissing.
No, stop. Not everyone's kissing. Friends exist.
We are manly men.
Can be platonic.
Platonic
but it's
existence.
allowed.
Relationships
I know,
exist.
No, it's platonic. We're just
Oh,
kissing.
okay. Yeah, you're just
No,
okay. No, that's
gay
legit.
stuff in my D&D campaign. No,
No.
Asian.
Gay stuff is fine. You just need friends too, okay? Friends
Also,
are
my
important.
character's a woman.
Oh, well, there you go. All right, Aaron.
You are not Aaron, therefore that is not the case.
Wait, what? No, my character.
Are you saying you would kiss
I'm
Aaron
actually-
non-platonically?
I'm actually playing a woman. What?
Oh, okay.
Not a bit.
Yeah, that's okay. Yes,
I like what Xander said. That's funny.
What did you say, Xander?
Nothing.
I thought Ethan was insinuating that he would kiss Aaron non-platonically.
Hey, Aaron is a wonderful man. Okay, there's
I
nothing.
know, he's got very kissable lips.
Okay. Anyway, that's gonna come back to bite you next time you're playing Magic, bro. Anyways, Aaron, what relationship did Georg Wallace develop? Wait, wasn't there a big lore thing about him at the end of the last campaign? Something about his daughter?
Yeah,
I
that she
thought they-
fucking died.
Yeah, I thought they fucking you showed a fucking like illusion to me of my family just getting annihilated,
Oh,
something like that.
Just getting
Okay.
dunked on, like fucking,
all right,
like
cool.
Yoda dunking
It was
on
kind of
him.
like a fucking bomb dropped on them or something like.
Oh,
A bomb?
okay.
What?
I
got hit
all
by
I
the
remember was like you're
B-29?
like
Okay. So he doesn't have any
Close
family left? Is
got
that,
fucking
is that what's up?
meteor-stormed.
yeah. I made him
Okay.
develop an alcohol addiction.
Poggers.
Yo, Kildrak route, let's go!
Okay, so what relationship did he develop over the last 2 months? Did he develop liver failure? Oh god.
He's discovered two new things: gambling addiction and alcohol addiction.
Oh, he's a
Bro
gambler
is
now
choosing-
too?
Bro's on
Poggers.
down the bad route.
Alright, add that somewhere in your bio that you are now both
I'm
an
sorry,
alcoholic and a
Xander, did you
gambler.
just claim drinking alcohol as a Kildrak exclusive?
True,
No,
actually.
I said Kildrak route, where something bad happens, alcohol is only solution.
I think my favorite piece of lore about Kildrak was the fact that he'd carry around a whole keg of ale just to like age properly on his back, and then he realized that he spoiled it after like a year.
Right, I forgot about that.
Yeah.
It was like,
Xander,
we
like-
had this new barrel, and it was my baby.
Yeah.
Is Andrew's gonna like have like a family member develop alcoholism and he can be like, like Kildrak.
That
Oh
is a
yeah, you're
Kildrak
stealing my
reference.
character traits now.
Kildrak reference.
Kildrak, I want you guys to know that I see everything as a Kildrak reference. It's
Yeah.
like a JoJo
It's like
fan, but
JoJo's,
it's my
yeah.
co-character, yeah.
Damn, that's powerful.
All killed.
Xander.
Yeah, I was literally in the middle of writing my bio. You dog honking a cougar.
Wow, that was a lot. I was just gonna say age, size, height, those things.
Oh shit, I haven't decided any of that shit.
Correct.
All
That's
right.
why I said that.
Bro, okay. Okay. Age.
Jackson's still vibing. I'm not gonna interrupt him.
Done, I think.
Oh, okay. Blake, what's the deal? Is this the Stroheim with a big ass family, or is this the other one?
Yeah, that's the one with the big ass family.
Where's his family?
What the fuck is size if not height?
Well,
oh, wait. No, wait, no,
he
there's a
kind of
different weight.
wrote
There's a different weight thing as well, though.
about that. So you kind of wrote all of it, and I was like, "Well, can I see it?" And then you were like, "Nuh-uh."
Are you sure it's
we're gonna
this
play
Stroheim?
through
Are you
it."
sure it wasn't the? Are you sure it wasn't the boy?
Yeah, they're brothers.
What? Is that real? Is that
Yes.
lore?
yeah, that is lore.
That's why they
I
have
wrote
the
them as
same
brothers.
name. Okay, I know where that handout is. So
Yeah.
we'll play through in like a couple years.
I asked you about it, and I was like, "Well, can I see it to develop my characters?" And you were like, "No, we're
Oh.
gonna play through it." And that was
Yeah.
5 years ago, I think.
Yeah, we'll get into it. We'll get to it in a couple years. We'll get there. I've been
I was a
promising Ben
senior
a
in high
campaign.
school.
Yeah, we'll get there. Okay, I've been promising Ben a campaign about Ali Ben Birishad for like 2 years. We'll get there eventually. Okay, we'll get there.
Yeah, it's soon, TM.
Eventually.
Yeah, it's
I know.
soon.
I know. I get it. They're boring.
No, it's not boring. It's just it's on a very long list of shit to do.
Also, Alex, are we playing tomorrow?
I hope so.
Okay, cool.
Okay, yeah, Ruda looks fine.
Alex, I hope you know that in the time that you mentioned that this one-on-one campaign is in the process, I have gone through and graduated college.
Yeah, we'll get there, man. We'll get there. It's happening, bro. We're getting there.
I had
Copium.
time to get an entire business degree.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, so that's why.
That explains it.
Yeah, that explains it. What would that take you
yeah.
a week?
We'll get there.
Yeah,
We'll get
shitting
there,
on
Blake.
business majors,
Bro,
I like it.
It's honestly yours isn't even the
Damn,
worst,
damn,
Blake.
damn.
I played a campaign with my brother in Valoros. Like, oh my god, it was so fucking long ago. And then I was like, okay, we'll play with Job at some point in the future. He waited, literally. So he played in the second ever Valoros campaign. We just started like the Job solo thing like a couple months ago. Like he literally waited for like almost all of Valoros's like development.
Was there not other Job solo stuff? When did he revive all those other gods?
We played.
Was that off
We
screen?
did
Wait,
one
Riemann,
of them
Riemann,
on
he was-
screen.
He was in Riemann.
He was in Riemann, but he wasn't the main character there, and my brother wasn't there either.
Oh.
It was just me.
Oh, I
Yeah.
forgot that. I forgot
Yeah,
that
so
Abe
Riemann did
that.
Job did a bunch of stuff, but only a little bit of it was played through. Most of it was just, oh yeah, that would probably work. So yeah, it was like literally 3 real life years. So, you know, welcome to the club, like. Anyways, your character looks fine. The one thing I would say is develop a relationship with a new member of the crew, because a lot of the people you used to be close with have left.
dead.
Listo is dead, Henry's dead, Julius is dead, Georg is alive, Crab is alive, and on the ship still. Adrian's
Wait,
alive.
what happened to Crab then?
Crab's fine.
Oh, he
He's
got
still on the ship.
demoted
Yeah, Crab did get demoted to surgeon's assistant.
because he had no medical expertise at all.
Yeah.
He didn't know what he was doing. He was just like a crazy person.
Yeah. But
That we put-
Ulysses retired, Listo died, Henry died, Julius died. So probably develop relationships with the existing members of the crew.
Yeah, I'm
Wait, who did
trying.
you say retired?
Ulysses, the very high level Kevin's character. He's like level 7 cleric or something. former quartermaster. Okay.
Quartermaster.
Cool. That all looks good.
I'll court your master.
Hello.
Ayo.
Jackson, if you
Calm
think you're mostly
yourselves.
done with your sheet, I can think of two things to do. One, write a rough visual description, enough that I can start to generate different images and you can pick which one works for you. And then secondly, try to make a relationship with likely Ben's character, just because quartermasters, like Bosun gets to pick the bosun's mate most of the time. Quartermaster gets to pick the quartermaster's mate most of the time, so why would, Ben's character select yours?
I want to get friend zoned. Spend all that time.
Do you want the alternative? Do you want to be in the box with Ben?
What happened to Ethan's old character, like the sorcerer?
He retired.
Fucking lame ass. Oh, he
That
retired.
Giga Chad, who is one of the highest level sorcerers in the city state at level 7, decided to go work for a prince who offered him a small fortune. And he's gonna die horribly, but you don't know that.
What?
Well, he's gonna go work for the dragon, the original.
Unfortunate.
Yeah, who ends up, not
Who's
winning.
the dragon?
There's a lot of lore you missed, Ben. A lot of stuff happened. Basically, when the plague took place, when the plague happened, Mythosia was majorly weakened, and so this Kiage, this prince of the Tibrashan Plains, decided to go westward. And he won a couple wars, and he got the nickname of the Dragon. And he started to roll over principality after principality until he fought Mythosia itself, and he killed their entire legion they sent eastward. And he just kept getting victory after victory. And then in 1277, he got horrifically murdered, and his son basically pulled together this movement, galvanized the entire Tibrashan Plains against Mythosia. And in 1280, which is current timeline, there is a fucking continent-wide death war going on between the Son of the Dragon and Mythosia.
Huh.
Yeah, so that's
What
who the
game did
dragon
that play
is.
out in?
It's playing out over the course of 3 different games. A little bit of it was in Pax Mythogica, which is a game that I'm still running. Another one was in Broken Bones and Bodies, and a little bit of it was exploring Limits of Man, because you guys never went east, but the timeline was
We wanted
perfectly
to.
matched. Yeah, and also when you visited Perton, that you and Ethan, I think, went to that tiny little what was it? It's like a monk's
the
island.
library.
Yeah, the library.
Yeah.
I decided to develop all the lore for Eastern Valoris when you did that, because I'm like, oh god, where the fuck will they go? So that's when I did most of that. And to answer your question, Yero, since he sent a message in the chat, he said, what time is this campaign in relation to Broken Bones Bodies? The answer is 5 years earlier. So this is Yero, you've heard a lot about a plague happened a couple years ago. This is right when that plague is starting, so we'll get to explore that a bit. So yeah, it's a while ago. All right.
We know how the plague started.
Yes.
Can you share?
Yeah, this was explored a lot in a campaign called Pax Mythogica. There was a group called the Necromortis, which are a collective of necromancers that live in a place called the Deadwood. And one of their number, a person named Blight Caller, something like that, he just started making plagues. He just made all sorts of plagues, and every once in a while, after a couple years in the hyperbolic time chamber, he'll just go give it to someone and send them back out into Mythosia, and if it starts spreading, he'll consider it a success. And the Lucretian plague was an anti-magic plague, which was the most successful one he ever made, and it starts raging about this time, ends in about 3 years, and kills about 25% of all of Valeros.
Wait, are we? Is this gonna have to be plague game again because we're going back in time?
There's going to be a little bit of plague stuff, but you guys will move quicker than the plague can.
Okay.
So just avoid ports that are quarantined.
Yeah,
Okay.
makes sense. We are in a ship.
Indeed, you are in a ship.
We need to worry about the scurvy.
True. So now this is for every character. Make sure to add your officer features to your sheet. Just because it'll be easier that way. And I'm just going to go over what they all do just so you guys can start thinking about some synergies. Obviously, I'm only going to go over the player ones because the NPCs won't really be that relevant. Okay, so first we have the captain, Adrian Svensson. He has 2 features. First one, a number of times equal to his proficiency bonus per long rest. When a creature deals damage to him, he can use his reaction to have another creature take that damage for him. So that's all the captain does. He's just like, hey, you get hit by this instead of me. And then his other ability allows him to add creatures near him get to add the captain's charisma modifier to their saving throws and ability checks, sort of like a paladin aura. Now, Ethan, what is your charisma modifier, Adrian?
I believe it's +2.
Okay, that's not terrible. It's not great,
Yeah,
not terrible.
14.
The first mate, which is our good friend Georg Wallace, aka Aaron. When the first mate is more than 60 feet away from the captain, they gain access to the captain's features. And then during travel, when the first mate assists another officer in their task, that officer gets a +2 instead of a +1. So he's just sort of a versatile all-arounder. Then we have Benjamin on the quartermaster. He has Shrewd Negotiator, which says if you when purchasing bulk items, more than 50 of a single item, the quartermaster can pull on their prior connections. Roll a charisma check with the DC decided by the DM. On pass, the quartermaster gets a 20% total discount on the bulk purchase. Typically that DC is going to be pretty low, but for some items it may be higher. And then well provisioned. After the end of a long rest, the quartermaster may select one member of the crew to give a bit of extra provisions and food to. Until the quartermaster selects a different member of the crew, that crew member consumes 2 rations instead of 1. While being well provisioned, a member of the crew gains 1d4 on attack rolls, ability checks, and saving throws, increases to 1d6 at level 10 and 1d8 at 18th level. So it's basically like the bless spell, but for one crew member, and it can start scaling really hard at higher levels. Cool. Bosun, we went over that earlier, I think. Wait, one sec.
No, we didn't.
Oh, no, yeah, we went over a different one. Oh, no, we did, because Blake was asking for clarification. Marine Sergeant, which is what Yaro's going to be playing, they have honed their abilities to use weapons. If the Marine Sergeant is wielding a 2-handed melee weapon, they get +5 to the weapon's reach. If they're wielding a 1-handed melee weapon, they get +1 damage per hit. If they're wielding a non-firearmed range weapon, they get an extra 30 feet at minimum range. If the weapon the Marine Sergeant is using is a firearm, they get any critical hit does 3 damage dice instead of 2. So basically, no matter what weapon they're using, they get a bonus to it, and it just is sort of, it's a just nice little thing, cherry on top.
That's just
Surgeon. Oh yeah, you guys chose the ship surgeon, not the combat surgeon. So you are going to get 2 features. Balms and salves, these are described in travel rules as well, but basically the surgeon can make lesser restoration potions, essentially. It's equivalent to that. And then, whenever the ship surgeon performs healing, he can heal twice as much as he would otherwise. So the surgeon can heal slowly over the course of like long periods, but he heals a lot of health.
We have the out of combat version.
Yes.
Okay, that's good because I have in combat healing, so we should be okay there.
And then the bosun's mate just gets to assist other officers during travel, and then the quartermaster's mate, which is Jackson, can when he does navigator's tools checks, or he's assisting the navigator in doing those checks, he gets to add 1d4. So he can just help with the navigation of the ship.
Wait.
So those are the abilities.
Question about that.
Yeah.
For first mate,
The
quartermaster's mate. My apologies.
Oh, okay.
Would the quartermaster's mate be able to just use the help action to give like Ben here advantage, and then with that advantage add a d4 to it?
No, he can just add a d4, that's all. There's no such thing as like, for the travel actions, like navigation in particular, you can't help even if you have navigator's tool proficiency, someone has to roll the ultimate check and you can't help them. So Jackson can just give his boss a d4 extra.
Nice. Okay. Thanks, Jackson.
Smile.
Funny that I get a d20 and you get a d4. Kind of like you're only 1/5 of me.
Damn. Damn.
That's math that I did quickly because I'm the quartermaster.
That checks out.
Eric, can I change my thieves tool proficiency to navigator's tool proficiency?
Yes, you may.
Yeah, because I changed mine to a. No, I got mine just from my backgrounds. Wait, you said I couldn't do that, you bitch.
I did. Because you already have like the thing you need. Like you already have carpenter's tools. He doesn't have the core required proficiency for his job on the ship, which is kind of necessary.
Join a guild like I did, bitch.
Why are you so far away from that one?
Oh, I was on the ground.
Because he didn't want Jackson to hear him, bro. He's trying to be quiet.
Picking up my Pokemon as they dropped.
Alex.
Yes,
Ben. Can I learn Major Mending?
Is it a spell that I added to the game?
Yeah.
Does it say what classes can learn it? Oh, you're right, it doesn't.
Yeah.
Oh, fuck. I have to make a decision right now. Oh, good heavens. I think it was originally.
Or use mending?
That's it. Oh, this is.
I can learn mending normally.
Yes, then you can learn major mending.
Yeah.
Okay, so I think
every fucking
Schmander
literally
is a
everything
genius.
but like fucking
Sorcerer.
Warlock and Palace and no, Sorcerer can learn mending.
Oh shit.
Everything but Paladin and Warlock can learn just normal mending.
All right. At this point, Ethan, unless you want to develop. Oh no, you were going to do some stuff with Ben. Okay, you're good. Aaron, is there any background story stuff you want to develop? Are you satisfied with taking this character into session 1 of the campaign?
I'm satisfied.
All right, you can bounce out whenever then, man. Or you can just hang out, obviously.
Yeah, remember he's already got his alcoholism and gambling addiction.
There you go. That's all you need.
Sir.
Oh, actually, this is a question. Why didn't Georg retire?
Too loyal to the ship, I guess. Wanted to improve his crafting a little more, I guess.
So he'll just keep going until he's dead or the ship's broken?
Yep.
Okay, based. Blake, what about you? Are you happy to take this character into session 1? Is there any lore you want to develop? Any backstory stuff you want to do? Any
I'll develop
mechanics
it
you
over
have?
the course of this next week.
Okay.
But
sounds
what
good.
I do want to do is, Xander, how many weapons do you have?
None.
Okay, do you want to take a couple daggers?
Yeah, I'll take a couple daggers. I like
I have
daggers.
17. How many?
Why the fuck do you have 17 daggers?
I don't know. It's just in the bag of holding that Rudol carries around.
Rudol is a bag of holding?
He's got a lot of
wait,
stuff.
Artificer, that's right.
Yeah.
Okay,
Oh god, this is before I did a Giga Artificer nerf.
this is
Oh man.
Okay, hold on.
Free
So I
Artificer
did
nerf,
find out
Alex.
something. I did find out something literally 2 weeks ago about how Artificer works.
Okay, buddy,
When you
I'm
take
ready.
the replicate magic item infusion, you cannot change what magic item you have during a long rest. When you pick and you get that infusion and you learn it, you choose a magic item, and that's the only infusion you can have, or the only magic item you can have with that infusion.
Alex, you don't
Yeah.
have to worry because this is right during you made the Artificer nerf.
Yo,
so basically,
let's fucking go.
Yeah, basically every what is it? You made it so
Every rarity is one higher. That's it.
But also what is it? All of his Artificer like things below level 5 are basically useless.
Yes.
is what you made them.
God, I'm so based.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah.
How many daggers do you want to give Xander?
Why don't you take 10?
Okay. Congratulations, Xander. You're now the proud owner of 10 new daggers.
Wasn't someone going to give me studded leather as well, or something?
I think that was
Yeah.
also Blake.
Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah.
take some studded leather.
Oh fuck yeah.
I will give some studded leather too. Okay.
Yeah, I got
Is
it.
there
I got it.
is there
Okay,
anyone
okay.
who's a good contender to be getting double rations at the start here?
I can make a
no.
very, very nasty skill check.
That's true.
Hear me out, Ben.
Yeah.
Adrian is hungry.
Damn, that's powerful.
Hold on.
Hold on, I'm a new member of the crew. Don't you want to convince me to stay?
Blood.
Guys.
What about its bulking season?
Alex, can I only do this to
Use
one
that?
character?
Yes.
Ben,
I
hear me
can't spend
out.
more rations to do it to more.
No.
Ben, hear me out.
Please?
Flash of Genius plus my bosun skill, it makes it so I can unironically get a plus 14 to any tools or check.
Joke's on you, I wanted that ironically.
Alex, take
Yeah,
W, I'll
what's up,
move
Aaron?
60 feet and I'll make him die for me.
Oh, genius. Yes, get away from the captain, then just throw Ben into the fucking line of fire. True.
Wait, question. What level are you, Blake?
7.
Okay, so yeah, so if you can add a d6 to like if I was to make a carpenter's tools check to my.
Oh, that is something worth explaining, mostly
Yes.
for the recording, which is that there are major level disparities between party members. Highest is 7, lowest is 3. So, yeah.
I'm level 3.
Level 3.
Same. I'm also level 3.
Yeah.
A navigator's tools, intelligence.
No,
Xander-
they can actually, those are the
It'll
stat,
be
the
queried.
derived stat is going to vary based on what you're using them for.
Xander, why would I give you plus 6 when I can give
Wait,
myself
really?
a plus
Yeah.
18?
It's going to vary, Ben.
So I just put
Because
it as
the
query
let me
while
Yeah.
have
I
something,
input it.
please.
Yeah,
I'm
do
level
query
3.
attribute.
Can I do it as whiz every time though? Because that's what my
No.
good stat is. Please?
No.
Smile?
I tell you what, Xander, beat me in Dragon Chess right now.
All right. I know you have like a 20 intelligence.
Yeah.
Hold on, I don't even have proficiency in
Wait,
Dragon
I would
Chess,
like
so
to
let me just-
partake in Dragon Chess.
I don't have proficiency, so I'm gonna just roll a d20 plus my fucking.
Hey, there's
instant
always a
modifier.
chance, bro. There's always a
Yeah.
chance.
So this is plus 10, not 7, because
Wait, that was
I got-
Henry that was
double
into Dragon Chess.
proficiency.
Like, never mind.
Why do you have double proficiency in Dragon
so that's
Chess?
that's a 21 because it counts as a tool, and it's any.
And he's
tool
an
proficiency.
artificer. Schizo.
So that's a 21 to 8.
Oh, God. No, that's not Dragon
was not me.
Chess.
No,
Yeah,
it's
Jackson.
Navigator's tools. I got an 11.
All right, well, Rudo rolls up and smokes everyone in Dragon Chess.
Yeah.
It's not even close.
Yeah, you got lucky that one game.
Yeah, true. All right, cool. Mechanics is worked out on Rudel. It's worked out on Georg. It's worked out on, Adrian. And so Ben and Ethan, what is the connection? Why was Kaheen hired as quartermaster?
Let's see. Let me think of something for Adrian to be doing in his spare time.
Yeah, I mean, 2 months of just spending money.
2 months of being in a coma and then
Yeah.
just waking up and being like, yeah, I'll
Also
spend
true,
Every time,
yeah.
I can never get over how Adrian's fans. I just always think Adrian Brody, and it's just
Why?
like Adrian. That's it. It's literally
That's
it.
insane.
I'm like
What's,
monkey.
You're the same person.
What recreational activities are available other than drinking, doing drugs, and prostitution?
Yeah, so in the city-state of the Invincible Overlord, it is quite literally, it's like the second largest city on the planet by population, but in terms of like a variety of
What's
activities, the great capital of Mythos, of the Mythosian Empire.
Okay,
Um,
and then above all of those is Altaki,
No,
please.
no.
Rip Bozo.
There's always playing chess with Rudel.
So yeah, the city-state has a bunch of things. I think the things that would most appeal to Adrian is the vast bards guilds, entertainers guilds, like any hobby he wants to pick up, there are guilds meant around that hobby that he could join and participate in.
Yo, straight up, just like
Dragon
pick up
Chess
like
right now, Blake.
just pick
Let's
up
go.
like pottery, dude. Fuck yeah.
Literally, yeah, and you could just go to like these large barns.
Obviously, I know what it is. I have brewer's supplies on my that's
There you
the
go.
I took. So
I thought you said that
obviously
wasn't
I-
alcoholism.
No,
Like-
and when I said drinking alcohol.
He's an
Oh,
artisanal
okay.
alcoholic.
Okay.
Like
So
the
yeah,
Dragon
he
Chess
got
roll right
really
now.
into brewing and all that. And I guess that's
Yeah, absolutely. The city-state has a massively brewing culture, and yeah, I mean you'll be able to find brewers guilds and
My character
things like
doesn't
that.
drink, so that's not how we met.
okay. Oh,
Unfortunate.
Yeah.
Time to think of something else.
Yeah.
Pottery.
You were protesting outside of outside of where he was making.
The local nerd skill.
I don't protest drinking. I just don't.
Oh.
well, I guess to answer,
Yeah.
make it easier for Ethan, what was Kaheen doing in the city? She's a long way from home.
Yeah.
Oh, there you go.
So backstory, I still need to flesh it out, but
Yeah.
after the caravan that I was a part of, and that's to anyone that doesn't know about the Neftaran culture, that's not just a work, that's like community and family that I grew up in. Got boinked. I thought it was by the dragon, but I guess the timeline doesn't work out there, so I need to pick a new reason. Maybe just raiders.
Goblin.
Probably Boblin.
Goblin.
Then I was in training to be a navigator in the desert for the caravan, so I needed new work after family died, and so I took one ship where I was training to translate the skills of desert navigator to sea, and that was a trip from Hathon to Mythdosia. And then I took I ran navigator as my first, as the primary, running a ship from Mythdosia to the city-state, and now I'm here. And I would have been looking for work, and otherwise, as a hobby, probably grieving.
Why is she joining with a private ship instead of a government vessel?
Has never trusted large institutions.
Oh, okay, that's good.
Grew up in a caravan of size 50. Doesn't want to work with a body
Yeah,
that's that
and get
big.
horrifically beat and all of those things.
Yeah.
Okay.
Also, a woman, I think, makes it harder to do.
Oh yeah, I didn't even think. Yeah, she just would be barred from a lot of positions aboard ships. Yeah,
Yeah.
that also doesn't help. Okay, Adrian. With all that said, how do you think you would have met Kaheen?
Well, I think we could go with the classic, looking for work. I have a position that needs to be filled.
And why would you select this before you had, a person with years of experience? He was the original quartermaster of the vessel. He was friends with Julius Domitus before the ship was even made. Your previous quartermaster was about the most veteran you could get. So why would you go for a relatively inexperienced?
I do have a lifetime of experience navigating. Just I'm new to being on water.
Okay.
I see.
But my last voyage was incredibly successful.
You said you came from you were raised in like a
The Neftaran Desert.
in like a is that like a
Or sorry, the Great
clan-
Desert. The Great Desert.
clan kind of thing? You had like
Yeah.
a very small.
Clan of between 50 and 100. As like a trading caravan, and I was the like
Okay.
the navigator was training me to like take over when he died.
All right.
So I spent my life like charting stars. Also, I showed you that I have this cool glass disc, and then I can light a fire with my hand that like puts a light behind it, and then it shines onto the wall a map of the stars above us, even if it's daytime.
Okay, Adrian thinks that's cool as fuck.
All right, boom. Instant job up. She just did a little fireworks with her fingers. You're like, okay, you're on board.
That's cool as fuck. That the stars are always a good thing to know about.
Yeah.
You distrust institutions. That's hella based. I hate the largest institution on the planet.
Really?
In the Mythosian Empire.
So let's say then that it's probably that it was like a really good job interview to start with.
Yes.
And then spent that. Let's say that was like because you said you had 2 months off.
Yeah.
Yep. I was.
Okay, if that
spending
was like a
2 months.
month in, then we could have spent the next month meeting every couple days to try and plan out stuff.
Sick.
And
sick.
you also got to know me as somebody with a bright and bubbly personality.
A bright and bubbly personality. That's
Yeah.
Good. All right. That's
Yeah.
a good. I think that'll be a good contrast.
There is also one fellow
Adrian's
Neftaran aboard the ship.
Cantankerous.
Really?
Yeah.
Who?
Our good friend Crab.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, there you go.
What happened to his caravan?
He happened to his caravan. We'll put it that way.
Oh, crap.
Did he actually like kill all of them?
You know, we don't need to talk about this. We'll learn about it later.
Crab
Crab is
thing
that
is,
weird guy
the
that we
great
just, like,
thing
don't
is-
really invite anywhere anymore.
Yeah, Xander knew all this lore at one point, but I don't think he remembers any of it. So
No, I do not remember it, and I also highly regret how I played Crab.
yeah,
Like,
so
it was
he's now
not-
once again a mysterious, tall spellcaster. All right, cool. So we got
Crab is like
mechanics.
the French guy from Atlantis.
Alex, can
actually
I edit
true,
things
yeah.
on the spreadsheet or not?
Yeah, I can give you editor access if you like.
Yeah,
Okay, I just want to
well,
put
while
my
you
full
have
name
editor
on the sheet.
access, while you have full editor access, can you put my name and my character thing in there? Because mine is still not there.
I just gave you editor.
Oh,
I just gave you editor access, so feel free to do it.
I still can't do it.
No, I know you can't.
Dude,
Not you. Oh, there you go,
like,
Xander.
dude, you can't do that, dude.
Jesus Christ. Okay. No. Yeah,
Bro,
Ben,
bro.
just DM me the email you want me to give access to.
I'm just gonna request access.
Oh, okay.
I think it's actually.
Should I
logged
say
into my
just
University of
human, or should I
Oregon
say
email.
like?
You are human.
I
We're not
probably-
doing sub-regions of humans. They're
Okay.
all just humans in the end. Like the difference
Okay.
between a human and a human is nothing compared to like an Athnos and a human.
All right. How fucking old am I? I didn't even think about that actually.
A trillion.
You know, I disagree.
One
1 million. Okay, cool. I think everything else is dealt with on the ship. We got the special wages. Okay, so now, since all the mechanics and rough backstory stuff are dealt with for most everyone, is there any special relationships anyone wants to fill out for me and Ben to start talking about logistics?
Blake, did you? Oh wait. So question actually.
Yeah.
In charge of hiring the master carpenter, would that have been like the bosun? Like.
So the way all hiring decisions work is their direct superior is given like preferential treatment, like for the cook's assistant. But push come to shove, the entire crew gets to vote, especially for senior officers, like a master carpenter. So while the bosun may have brought you on board,
Officer, I thought.
they're not technically, but because they get
They
two
might
ship
as well
shares,
be.
they're basically So like for roles such as that, there is a ship-wide vote, and the bosun may have made your case for the ship, but ultimately the whole ship approved you on board.
Got it. Heard.
Cool. So is there
I had
any
to
more?
talk to Jackson about how we got to know him, right?
Indeed. He was likely recruited after you, since they would always recruit a quartermaster first. But yeah.
Alright,
So
Jackson-
What guild did you say you were a part of?
The ship's carpenting guild.
Oh yeah, Rudel would definitely be hanging around there at some point.
Jackson, do you want to say that we met on our last voyage? Because I did a voyage coming from Mythdosia to here. Would you have been in Mythdosia for any reason?
Maybe. So you had
Yeah.
talked about those Delian League city-states that got
Yeah.
burned down. I'm from one of those, so it's the time
Oh,
frame.
okay. Yeah, that time works out actually almost perfectly because the city of Apar and Glendale fell relatively recently. So let's go give her a quick
World map, smile.
back here. All right, this
I
here.
haven't seen this in so long.
It's been a while, yeah. This collection of cities along this bay is the Delian League. It's a series of city-states. There's a lot of other cities along the coast, but they all fall into the influence of these powerful 7 city-states. Though now it is 5 city-states and 1 kingdom, because the cities of
Where am I looking?
I'm sorry, I guess the ping didn't work. Here.
Ah, thanks.
The city of Glendale and the city of Apar both fall into a place called the Kingdom of Malgatha. So you can from either of the city. It fell basically in like quick succession. There was a 2-year gap between the two of them, but like they fell in essentially the same conflict. So, yeah.
Yeah, all right.
Glendale was a
So-
kingdom. Apar was a hegemony. Apar fought a horrific 2-year war, but eventually got conquered anyways. Glendale fell in a basically one night because they were betrayed by the mercenary company their city was employing.
All right, I'll go Glendale then.
All right. If you were lesser nobility from Glendale, your entire family was likely either exiled or killed because when Glendale fell, they had a bit of like a French Revolution thing where all the former slaves joined with this new mercenary band, formed a new city, freed all the people from slavery, and started killing nobility.
That is perfect.
And seizing their property.
Yeah.
The city-state is where the Voyages are currently going to be taking place.
Yeah, the city-state of the Invincible Lord is.
Got it. Heard. And that's where we've been spending the 2 months.
That's where we've been spending 2 months. It's where most of the party is from. Even if they're not from here, it's where they've been living from, the last couple years since they joined the Defiance. It is the home base. And our destination, let's talk about that. The whole reason we're here for this campaign. You guys have a second job that you need to complete for the eponymous Lord Rothschild. He has given you the task of killing 2 of his former companions, Lug Uzfuldan and Al-Amsu Mashish. You don't know why, but you don't care why because Lord Rothschild will murder you. So there's not really much question. You've been told...
Will he murder me?
Yes.
Really?
Yeah.
We've never met.
Yeah, but you're a part of the Defiance.
Yeah.
Okay.
Remember what happened to Listo Hope?
No. If you guys go to this place, Toussaint, the Kingdom of Toussaint, that is where Al-Amsu and Lug Uzfuldan are expected to be. Also, the opposite side of the planet of the city-state, which is what this whole campaign is. Just getting there, killing them, and then we end the campaign, because then your job is complete. You will be paid a colossal sum of money. You will be considered totally debt-free of Lord Rothschild, and the Defiance can return to what it does best, which is random voyages of acquiring vast amounts of money. So this whole campaign will be traveling, I think it's about 3,000 miles across the whole of Valeros to kill 2 people.
Isn't Lug already dead?
Yes.
None of us know that.
Correct. News travels slow.
I like the idea that he's sending like a group of guys to kill 2 people that he knows. He legitimately knows one of them is dead.
Yeah, well, here we are.
All right, so Alex,
Yeah.
can we talk about having I listed my character as good, and I guess I didn't really process that this was just like a hit.
Yeah. It is, yeah. It's just a hit. Yeah, I wouldn't worry too much about
public information for the whole crew.
Oh yeah. You guys, this is the voyage that, like, when you guys are getting onto the talking about ship shares and code of conduct, all of this is in service of this central job of the voyage. Go kill 2 people.
Okay, cool. I'll figure it out.
Yeah, also, I wouldn't worry too much about alignment. I've stepped away from using it in most campaigns, and especially this one where there's going to be a lot of morally gray shit that happens, and trying to keep strict, like, cosmic good or evil alignments is just a bit difficult. So, with all that said, does anyone want to do any more? Oh, yeah, Jackson, we were developing your thing when we stepped away from this. So, what's your rough idea right now? Obviously, you don't have the whole thing fleshed out, but...
Like for my bio?
Yeah, for your background.
So I was from nobility in this Glendale. I started like helping the lower castes because I was like an idealist or whatever. But then, like you said, French Revolution thing, so they killed my whole family. So now I'm like a giga castist, incredibly prejudiced, and kind of left for wherever the city-state is, because I wanted a penance, and because I'm sure there were some people who knew that I'd like been helping the lower castes or whatever, and didn't want to get got.
Okay. Something to consider is that in the city-state, specifically Gladel and Depar, those were the only two cities left in all the Delian League who had institutionalized chattel slavery instigated against the Athnoween people. So in the rest of the Delian League, they'd managed to get past that esoteric institution, but in those two cities, they were clinging on to it with fucking, white-knuckle grip. So I would imagine that if you're sort of leaning into the casteist angle, he would have some opinions on the two new Athnoween members of the crew.
Probably.
All right. Cool. Then how would you have met Kaheen?
What's something you would do in the city for like someone who wants to be a cop but isn't?
Wants to be a cop?
Yeah, like a blue liner, like a thin, what would a thin blue liner do in the city?
Yeah, so there's constables inside the city. Well, in the city-state of the Invincible Overlord, it's a bit different, but in most cities, there's constables. Are you asking specifically about the city-state?
I'm talking like wherever this ship was.
Yeah, okay, the city-state of the Invincible Overlord. Yeah, here.
Are there any boots to lick?
Yes. So in the city-state, there are 3 different law organizations, I guess. The first one's called the Iron Legion. They are both the garrison of the city as well as a professional mercenary company that has been employed continuously for almost 100 years by the city. They are both military and occupation force for the poorer districts of the city. Then there's the magistrates, which are more traditional constables, but they are given a steady stream of scrolls by the more magical parts of the city. So they're like cops, but they have, RPGs in the form of a scroll of fireball. So they're very scary. And then I guess lastly would be tax collectors.
To start like shipping or like selling to them.
I know.
Arms dealer?
Yeah. And then there's also tax collectors, and because the way that the city-state works is 2 of the districts are left as like free economic zones, meaning they have very little law enforcement. The only form of law enforcement are tax collectors, and they basically are privately hired by the government and said to get a certain amount of money from the districts, and they just go and kick down doors, steal people's jewelry, do whatever it takes to meet that minimum standard, because if they don't, they'll be fired and someone else will fill the job. So they're like government hired thugs to extract as much profit as possible. So those are the 3 law, quote-unquote, organizations in the city-state.
Ben, any ideas how you could be involved with any of those?
No. Not at all. How did you get to the city-state? And how long have you been there?
Presumably, Eric's, what was the timeline for how long ago?
Gladel fell 4 years ago.
4 years ago? Okay, so maybe I would have signed up on a voyage before then. So yeah, maybe we could have met on like a past voyage, Ben.
Yeah, so I mean, my last one was getting me to the city-state, and that was Mythdosia to here. So if you want to have taken some other voyage...
No, that one would actually work perfectly for... Because if you're getting to the city-state by water, you have to go through Mythdosia. There's basically no other way, so yeah, that could work perfectly.
Okay, yeah, that sounds good.
Okay, so you met Kaheen on a previous voyage. What is, as a hardcore institutionalist of where he's from, what does he think of this foreign woman with her strange star reading ways and different everything?
He respects authority as well, so
and I'm top dog.
Well, there you go. Okay.
He's at least willing to put up with it.
Doesn't Kaheen not respect authority though?
Yeah, but she is the authority.
Oh, you know what?
I am
There you
the
go.
authority. And I liked him because I think that deep down he has a very kind heart.
Power of friendship, bro.
Yeah, the power of friendship will defeat chattel slavery. Okay, great. Now that we have all that worked out, now we need to talk about some of the logistic stuff. So this is going to change before session 1. I'm going to make an actual spreadsheet for this, but for now we're going to use the Defiance sheet that I made last time. Currently it looked blank for you, but I'll fix that in 1 second. There we go, it's fixed. So on there you can see what was left after the previous adventure. We got some muskets, a lot of bullets.
So are we about to spurg about money and resources?
We are about to spurg about money and resources, Ben.
Okay, good.
So the first question is, what of the whole do you want to give out to other party members? Because currently, I think Actually, this is a good question. Ethan, does Adrian require anything before the voyage leaves?
I bought the diamond I needed already. Like a personally, or
Why did you need a diamond?
spells.
I thought he was about to say he wanted it. I'm so much happy he said spells.
No. What do you?
Was the spell wanting it?
What does this unequipped stuff
no.
on your sheet mean, Ethan?
What is all this?
Is it just in your backpack?
I don't remember.
Okay, well, delete it or put it on your sheet normally. Okay, so it sounds like you're good. You don't need anything.
No, I don't know.
Okay, great. Then, Georg, is there anything you will need if there's room in the budget?
No.
Okay, great.
The sheet.
Okay.
Oh, there it goes.
Brutal, what about you? Are you good? Are you chilling? Is there anything you want to give
Yeah.
to the ship communally? Or do you need everything that's on your sheet?
Anything else I can give away? Well, I just have like a bunch of like tools, so I have
Yeah.
like a crowbar.
Yeah, everything
hammers,
on your
and
sheet that
titans.
has like the dash, I'm guessing that's in the bag of holding.
Yeah,
Okay,
and it's like there's not really a need for me to like carry them around.
yeah.
Well,
Are you not
especially,
wearing
like,
the ring? Or are you wearing it? I can't tell.
I'm wearing it.
Okay.
There, you just said there wasn't a what is it? A
Weight?
carry weight for
That
it.
makes sense. It's a ring.
Alex,
Yeah, Ben.
can I argue that I get one magic item that I stole from the wreckage of the goblinoid attacks?
Benjamin.
Yeah.
On one hand, I want to say yes, because I know you're not going to pick something that's like super overpowered. It's going to be equal.
I was gonna
flavorful.
roll.
Oh, okay. But on the other hand, no, because it's just no one else gets to start with one, and it's just not.
Okay.
All right, so Rudol's good. Okay, so that's good. That means none of our pre-established characters need anything. So now we talk about the three who start with nothing.
I mean, I was just given hand-me-outs by Rudolph, so you know.
A little bit, yeah. Jackson, what does your
hand-me-downs.
background start with? What background did you select?
So I had noble background, so into.
All right, so let's go check the noble on the backgrounds and career sheet. Nobles start with. Don't get rid of everything quite yet. Nobles start with a set of fine clothes, so you get those. A scroll of pedigree, a signet ring, a purse containing 25 GP. So you have nothing else. Okay, yeah, you can keep deleting then. What would you want ideally?
Probably weapons.
What type of weapon?
I'm a swashbuckler, so probably.
Ooh.
What is that? That's like dual wielding. Right?
Scimitar. Oh no, sorry, you're not proficient with scimitars. It'd be like a rapier or a short sword, something like that.
Probably rapiers. Yeah.
And they're looking our memes.
I think the mark is asking for 50 gold so we can not get
Alright.
murdered.
Then what does... Is there anything you want,
Oh.
Xander?
And navigator's tools.
Oh yeah, navigator's tools. Jamber?
I've already got my tools. I've
Okay.
got 10 daggers. Studded leather.
Yeah, you do. Okay, then we can just get to the nitty gritty. So, Ben, currently the ship
Yeah.
has 11 days worth of food. Each day of food.
Sorry, can I actually pause you for like a minute?
Yes.
Okay.
Okay. For those of you that aren't paused, if you want
well,
to bounce,
and
you
this-
can. It's just going to be me and Ben doing logistics. But if you want
Actually,
to hand me
you
out,
know
you
what?
should stick
We
around.
realized I need to actually figure out some more details of my background, right?
Oh, sure. Yeah.
Yes.
What's up
So
with
I
Siobhan
need a
Mujan?
reason for like why I would go from the guild to working on a private
Okay, I'm
ship
back.
with the skills. Oh, that's not even a minute.
No, just keep talking. Just keep people.
Okay, yeah, I need a reason why I would be leaving the guild, and I had some reason that I would want to be like a runaway from the guild specifically, like
Okay.
I either did something to offend them or maybe like some.
So the guild
I'm trying
won't
to figure out
kill
what
you
that
if you
in-
piss them off. Just to be clear.
They will kill me if I.
They
piss
will
them off.
not. Will not. So when you say runaway, like why wouldn't you just switch to an alternate carpentry profession?
Okay, so would there be any punishment besides that that isn't just murder, or is there?
It could be
nothing that you can
fines.
do to
Yeah, no,
punish
they
them?
could fine you. They could close down your business if you had your own practice.
What
They
if
could.
Xander embezzled like a large amount of money
Okay,
from
then
the
maybe
guild?
they would kill him. they wouldn't personally do it, but they would hire they basically hire a loan shark to go find him, and that loan shark would beat the shit out of him or torture him until they could squeeze every penny out of him.
heard.
But also, getting hired to a ship like this takes longer than like an afternoon. Like you're not going to run from the carpenter's thing to the docks and instantly be on the Defiance. Your application process would have taken like a month or more.
I know. Well, that's what I was saying. I was like before, like the whole 2 months, I was like kind of tentative about joining it. That's why I was talking with Rudol the whole time.
Oh, okay.
And then maybe it's like something happened, and it's like, all right,
I mean,
cool.
yeah, embezzlement is a big one. If you were giving away trade secrets, because one of the only things guilds can actually do is preserve trade secrets. So if you're doing that, you get in big trouble. If you were undercutting prices of other parts of the guild, that's like death penalty. I mean, if they could give out death penalty, they would. Unfortunately, all they can do is have the magistrates go shut down your business. But that is like the biggest no-no in the entire guild, doing price competitions. Think of it like a trade union. Like it just functions in the way that a trade union does, but more like the thuggish angle than the workers' rights angle.
Got it.
There's no thug angle.
Honestly, probably
Unions
giving away
always
trade secrets is
so
probably
true.
just like giving away trade secrets is probably just like the most likely I can see.
Yeah, and would you have done it intentionally as a little skeevy boy, or would you have done it by accident?
You know what? Probably okay. I'm assuming it is like very well known that it's like, hey, do not give away trade secrets.
Yeah, absolutely. It's like one of two functions of a guild, which is to preserve trade secrets and regulate prices.
Probably intentionally, but like not like to undercut the guild, but for like like maybe like paid to give away trade secrets.
Okay.
By some third party.
Sounds good to me. And where has that money gone?
That's a good question.
Does he have like a chest filled with 250 gold that he's trying to hide from everyone on the Defiance?
No.
Oh yeah, I do have a bunch of gold to put into the like ship coffers.
Yo, can I have that gold just for like?
I would not recommend putting in the ship coffers unless you want it to be dished out as a ship share at the end of the campaign.
I see.
Yeah, every piece of gold in the ship's operating budget line is going to be split at the moment 69.5 weight.
Never.
That is the number of ship shares that have been issued.
Never mind.
How is there 0.5? Oh, I thought we were giving 0.5 shares to someone, but we're giving 1.5. Okay. I was like, that's kind of fucked up, dog.
You know what? Fuck that one guy in particular.
Yeah.
Half a vote, half a share.
Yeah.
Fuck Sigmite Pola, the carpenter apprentice. He gets half a share.
No. Okay.
Wait, that's probably what Democritus is going to end up like.
Democritus isn't getting any share. He's just getting.
Yeah, but that's what like 2.5 gold a month.
It all depends. If you guys it all depends how much money you make. If you make like 5 gold profit the whole journey, everyone gets paid nothing, and then you get a fucking mutiny. But if you get,
I like how it says he's he's neither healthy nor unhealthy. He's just.
Oh, that's supposed to be healthy. That's funny. He is the superposition of healthy and unhealthy. Okay. Benjamin.
Yeah.
There you go. I made it to be more accurate.
Oh, what'd he say? Healthy, soon to be unhealthy. Okay. We have 11 days of rations aboard the ship. Each day, this crew consumes 216 pounds of food.
Jesus.
So functionally, this is where your bulk item purchasing thing comes in. Each day, you're purchasing a total of 108 individual rations, which I don't even think the ship can afford one day of more food, because the cost of these things starts getting really high. Let me double check that. Actually, before I do that, are you happy with the amount of food? Do you think 11 days is good?
I don't know how long the journey takes. We need to wrap that shit out.
Good point. Let's do that, actually, because while we're doing the actual journey itself, we will not be on the world map. We will be talking about relative position of things, because that is how boats are. But for now, while we're in the city-state, no. That would give you more information than the crew would have. But since we are in the city-state,
so wait,
we're
you're
plotting
gonna actually make me do the geometry?
Oh yeah. Cool.
Oh
shit.
There's layers.
Yo, this is, oh my god, perfect player for perfect role.
I'm so glad Ben got this role.
Yeah. Alex, I'm gonna need a high resolution JPEG of the world map.
I have a 7,000 resolution one. So I will send that. I have a 7,000 by 7,000 resolution one, so I'll send that.
Okay, maybe JPEG it a little bit. That's huge.
All right, I'm gonna measure out the full voyage real quick.
I'm gonna have this.
Dude,
all right.
Like,
see you, Blake.
You're speaking.
Wait, shouldn't we schedule the next session?
We'll do that in the group after, or in the server. All right. So then, this is where your first choice comes in. Here, where we're at on the journey, is called the Jaws of Maracas. Wait, you can't see my measuring thing, can you?
No, we can.
Yeah, I
Okay,
can see
good.
it.
So here is the Jaws of Maracas. You can either choose to take the safe journey, which would be going along the interior, the Gulf of Celeria, or you can cut across. It's a lot shorter to cut across, but there is danger in the sense that it's open ocean.
Well, we're gonna have to do lots of open ocean, right?
Ideally, there should only be 2 times in the entire journey where you do open ocean. The Hammers Fall and maybe here.
What about going to the other continent?
That's the Hammers Fall.
Okay.
Wait, sorry. Which one's Hammers Fall?
Hammers Fall is the one that's measuring.
It's the crossing.
Getting from east to west. Okay, I honestly think that trying to try this shortcut would be good because I think we'll learn a lot about open ocean.
Yeah,
perfect.
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah,
right.
That's really smart. Like if we get fucked up, it's like, okay, hold on, we learned a bunch.
Yeah.
And like in case of emergency, we can just go north and we will hit land.
Now you can choose where you want to cut across from Mythdosia. So there are 3 ports that are used to cut across the Hammers Fall. There's Ravinium, which is the southernmost port, Flamium, which is the westernmost, and then Regia, which is the northernmost. Most ships choose to do Regia because it's the shortest crossing, and Regia is a massive port, and it's equipped with all sorts of ship repair facilities. But Flamium technically is a bit closer, as long as you manage to stay straight the whole time.
Is that what is that? Is that like this?
That one's Regia. The one below it is Flamium.
So what's the journey though? Is this the journey? Is this
right
the
across.
journey?
I want to go as short as humanly possible across the ocean, so you'd be cutting over to Galadrim.
Okay. That would be 215 as opposed to
270 from Ravinium, and then 260 from Regia.
Oh wait, so this is the shortest.
Yeah, Flamium is the shortest by a little bit, but more importantly, the facilities there are not adequate to support. Like, if you desperately need supplies or something, Flamium won't have the infrastructure to support you.
Right, but we're gonna pass through this one, get the supplies we need, and then we can just go here and then jump, right?
Absolutely.
All right,
so
Ethan, it's up to you, but I recommend that.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, you're the navigator. You don't know shit.
The man knows what he's talking about.
Cool.
Right,
Woman.
We crossed the true. Then we cut across to Galadrim, and here we another point. If we want, we cut across the shallow gap between them. Most people don't. They just move along the coast of Galadrim to keep it not risky.
Yeah, that'll have to be a judgment call when we get there. I can't really plan that far ahead.
We will end the Galadrim one and just figure distance.
So we'll be able to buy shit in this city though, right? You said with the big port.
Ravinium, yeah, that place has one of the biggest ports in the world.
Okay, and that probably means good prices, right?
Very good prices if you're buying in bulk, yeah.
Okay, and we are. So
yeah, Galadrim is a dead zone though. Like Galadrim is local. You don't.
Yeah, Galadrim's a shithole. Mighty Rasheth has yet to conquer it and bring civilization to it. So let's. I mean, right now, then I think I'm just worried about getting to this place that's gonna have better prices than where we are now.
Fair enough. Okay. I'm just quickly navigating the whole journey just so we have a vibe of how long it is. I think it's about. Jeez. I thought it was 3,000 miles, but we're nearing 3,000 and we're not there yet. So I think it's a bit longer than 3,000.
Yeah, it looks like it's going to be around 4,000.
Well, if we turn into whales for a little bit, it'll speed it up.
Yeah, definitely. Just train dwarf and trickster god, no problem.
He forgot about the whale gambit.
The dwarf game gambit.
All right, we're at 3,400 miles now. Going past Liebstadt, so we got a little bit left. All right. You know, in my other campaign, my brother got a boat that's like self-automated. So I mean, you know about the year in that game. So, and that thing, I'm just thinking about how much quicker. Like, just if you got straight shot to Tucson, it'd be so much quicker. All right, 3,900 miles is how far you have to travel. On average, the Defiance can travel a total of. Let me double check. I think it's 70 miles a day is average speed. 148 is the maximum speed of the vessel. So average, it's going to travel 2/3 of that, which is, I think, 100 times 0.6666. 98 miles a day on average. So with those numbers, how do we feel about land rations? We can go 1,100 miles on average with that.
On average, 1,100 miles?
Yeah, that's how many miles we could travel in 11 days on average.
So we'll have faster days.
We'll have faster and slower days, yeah.
Yeah.
Probably a lot more slow.
I'm just making sure. Sometimes people say on average, and what they mean is best case scenario.
Oh, no, best case would be 150 miles a day, which would get you there which would mean a lot distance.
Yes.
We would also
1,600 miles.
We would also die 6 days into the journey.
Yeah,
right?
due to exhaustion.
Yeah. Cool. Just had to put that out there.
No, that would kill you because Also, you can actually go even harder. There's a thing there that talks about if you decide to travel more than 8 hours a day, so you could go fucking real far.
Is that the
For every
pushing
additional
it
hour
if I
traveled.
decide so?
Yeah, basically, yeah, it's just the captain and the quartermaster agreeing to press the crew harder, and you can literally kill the crew via exhaustion.
Doing this long term will erode. Is morale an actual bar we have somewhere?
Yeah, I'm tracking it.
Is it just your vibe?
No, it's
get to
a
see it?
number that I'm tracking. You guys can talk to NPCs to get how they're feeling about it, but I won't give you a number.
Someone else like double check my right clicks because this actually matters a lot. But like, how many clicks you do totally changes this number.
Yeah, a fractal thing, so like it could be significantly longer if you're doing
Postline paradox. In fact, this is like the name case of it.
Yeah, there was like one of like I watched like a bunch of random videos about naval shit, and that was one of them. Just to be like, oh, what about? Yeah, it's like let's assume so minus 100 miles that journey just because like.
Yeah. Sorry. So it's 1,200 now, and that's assuming that we get to jump this this thing.
Yeah, we can travel. Yeah, it's a 1,400-mile journey if you skip that thing, and you have enough food for 1,100 miles on average, and that's assuming no bad weather.
Ben, why'd you go like this? You went like you took that route.
It adds a little bit. It adds a little bit to the journey, but
what does?
It's just the way you measured, because you went down this horn and then you measured down to here.
Instead of from here, you went down
from here, which adds 50 miles to the thing.
Like difference between here and here.
Oh, that's just a bad click.
Yeah. It's just I had to double check right clicks.
That's what I assumed it was.
Yeah, that's just a bad click.
Additionally, and this is really important, there is no stops along the entire journey from the city-state to Rivinium, unless you choose to go. Yeah, unless you choose to go inward and go to Patricia.
Unless we choose to go to the Feywild.
No, Patricia. There's a city here that you can stop at.
Oh, okay. Is that Feywild? Was all that green?
Yes. Well, this green is Deadwood. Is horrific, but
so
yeah.
Not any better.
Much worse, actually.
oh, okay, yeah, sick.
I mean, you've been there in Patrick, you know what it's like.
Well, yeah, but the Feywild wasn't exactly a nice place either.
That's true, actually. That's true. Either way, we're looking at like a 1,300, 1,400-mile journey to get to Rivinium, and we have food for 1,100 miles, assuming good weather and average speed.
Need to buy more food.
So, how do we want to budget, Ben? Do we want to budget for minimum speed?
I want to budget for.
I would say like a little more than normal speed in weather conditions, but I don't know by how much more.
So sorry. So normal conditions, and on the short case is like 1,400, right?
Yeah.
And then we could add maybe 300 to that going around this long thing.
Yeah.
200, 2 something. So that means that we want to be looking at what did I say before? 14. So 14 plus 3 is 17.
So if we want to budget,
what's our average pace?
Yeah. So average, so normal, assuming no bad weather, not fast speed, not slow speed, and just normal weather, is 98 miles a day.
98 miles. Okay. Now, real quick, do we? I'm just trying to think about how often we'll be above that and how often we'll be below it. So fast speed is something we have to choose to do, or do we ever get like, oh, it's a clear day and you get to go a little bit faster, or the wind was on your side?
There are indeed positive weather events, but they are rarer. There are positive weather condition factors.
So then I'm gonna just kind of like, I think okay, yeah. What I actually want to do, I should just start tracking shit.
Okay.
I'm gonna probably make a little Python model to figure out how many ships, like what our actual average speed ends up being.
That's fair.
So
weather, I will tell you, weather condition factor. There is like different regions do have different weather patterns. For example, I made a model of Valeros with different wind cycles, because if you look at real life maps of the world, there's these big things like the westerlies or like the trade winds, and I have developed a thing of like that for Valeros. So when you're going west to east across the Hammersfall, you have great wind, but if you're going east to west, you have terrible wind. And every region of the world has similar things like that, which will impact.
East to west, you have bad wind.
Yes. So the direction you're going, correct, which is why it took like hundreds of years for East and West Valeros to connect. And different regions have different wind patterns, but yeah, that will be regional, not like on a table.
Is this campaign going to include going back?
No, because I don't know why you guys would go back. Just send a letter with a finger, and then,
Oh.
By then, Crab may be able to just teleport and be like, hey, here's the guy's head.
How many, How many days rations do we have right now?
You have 11 days worth of rations right now.
We have 11 days now. If we get the average of, I'm going to round 98 to 100, with 17, that would be assuming that we have to end up taking the slow case.
Yeah.
Then we would need to get 6 more. I say that we get like 8 more days.
All right, well, let's talk about cost then.
Okay.
So each day of food for the whole ship costs 4,000. Unfortunately, because no money changer and your ship doesn't have change, 5 gold per day.
Wait, whoa. Sorry, but if we're buying in bulk, then we don't need to worry about money. If we're buying more, we might not need to worry about money change.
Correct.
You don't
and
want
if
to
we're
round
doing
up on each transaction.
Yeah, and if we get a discount. So the
what
actual
does it
cost is
in, like,
4.3.
Electrum or-
4.3. 4,320 pence.
Okay. Then I'm gonna use the 4.3 number, and we can end up rounding up if we have to.
So we got 4,320 pence for each day of food.
Okay.
I heckin' love spreadsheets and dragons.
So
good. Even just watching this is good.
So that's how much 1 day costs, and we have what, 50 gold right now?
Yes.
Okay, so then I want 4320.
And don't forget your discount as a quartermaster. In fact, if you want, we can roll for that now.
Well, just haggling on food?
Yeah, you roll charisma check, and if you pass, then you get a 20% discount on the entirety of the bulk.
I guess we should try that. And I only have 1 shot at this, right?
Only 1 shot, and no modifiers, and no one can help you. But I know what the
and
DC is in my head.
it's just flat charisma?
Flat charisma.
No modifiers?
No modifiers.
Like, not allowed to cast guidance?
Nope.
Okay.
Alright, you do not get a discount.
-1 to 0.
Unfortunate.
Yeah.
That didn't work.
Did they charge more too?
They do not charge more, but they do not give a discount.
Okay, so then I want this times, what did I say, 8 more days?
Yeah.
We have enough for that.
Is 34 gold.
Yep.
35 gold, and we only
35.
have 50?
Yeah.
Okay, we're going to have to get more money, guys.
Well, the captain and other members of the crew from the previous voyage have vast sums of personal cash, but I don't know if they'll be willing to contribute that to the voyage.
Okay, I'm just saying right now we don't have enough money to get food to get
There
across to the other
is
side.
an option that I had not brought up to this point because it wasn't really relevant, but if you'd like, you could solicit an investor for the Defiance who would get a number of ship shares in exchange for giving you cold, hard cash.
I don't think that'd be popular with the crew.
It would not.
Work along the way?
You absolutely, you can, yeah.
Or
Can we ship?
Get some
Okay.
get some work now?
The first part, not really, because your reputation in the city-state is that you are raw slaves, like slaves, and that they can't do it. Like, no one wants to touch Rothschild's people, but in other cities where they don't know that, yeah, you can definitely find jobs to do.
What's the quickest city that we could stop at?
Patricia.
Where's that?
It is within the Gulf of Solaria. That place you need
fuck.
Okay, wait. So I had a background that I had a family business that, you know, operated under the ship carpenters guild. Could I have potentially given up that shop to fund this ship, like the business, and given all the business expenses to the ship, and then shut down the business?
I think that no. I think that should have been factored into your backstory as a guild merchant. I think you start with like a certain amount as an artisan, and that would be what you have from like selling all your worldly possessions.
I have 3 Electrum from all my worldly possessions.
A lot of debt, bro. A lot of debt. That's your profit on selling all your worldly possessions. Congratulations, you have more assets than 50. I think it's 52% of Americans, because most Americans are in debt. So good job, yay!
Yo!
Although I feel like I'm going into debt joining this crew.
Yes.
All right, cool.
The Defiance is never the first choice for someone's career.
Yeah, that's how that works. By signing with us, you are handing your life over to Rothschild.
I'll be right back.
I think we might have to stop along the way to make some money.
Preliminary bank heist campaign.
All right, I have returned.
While we do have an unusually large amount of rogues, I don't think that's the move.
Preliminary, I don't want
Was there piracy? Did I
He was
mention of piracy?
He was suggesting a bank heist.
Oh, we should just become actual pirates.
No,
I'm the hoist the black flag guy.
I mean, if you're looking for work, most work for a ship of your type is going to be privateering work.
Which is not piracy.
Legalized piracy.
Yes,
I have an idea.
yes, but
I have an
not
idea.
piracy.
Okay, Ben, I'm ready.
We leave, get to the closest port where Rothschild can't find us, and then tell him that we did it.
Unfortunately, you know for a fact he can find you because they tried to do this in the colonies, and then he's like, I know you're lying. Come back here so I can murder one of you.
Who did he kill?
He killed Listo Huff, Sanders' character.
Yeah, no, I like.
Wasn't
everyone
that
was
because
like,
we willingly came back?
Yeah, but
Yeah,
he also
because
said he knew.
yeah, no, it was literally okay. I will stand by Listo Huff's decision because it was like everyone was like, let's just run away, and Listo was like, no, he can find us and he will kill us. I would rather give up my life so that all of you could live.
Wow.
That was Listo Huff's character arc, and it was a
He was
sad
a good lad,
little one.
good character. Yeah.
Yeah. So,
Anyways, where
that
are
was
we
the-
on
it was
this?
the gambit.
Where are we on this rations thing?
Well, so we have enough money to get to like the next port, but we
Yeah.
just don't have enough money to get to our destination.
Yeah.
So like, does Lord Rothschild want to fund us more?
No, he doesn't.
Okay, then I don't know what the plan is. That turns into a captain issue. I'm resource allocation, not acquisition.
I think the option is we're gonna have to stop in Patricia to make money.
Oh, God bless. This is why I think this campaign's gonna be 10 sessions, by the way, because it's gonna take so much fucking effort to go 3,000 miles. Just so much random shit's gonna come up. Like, well, we need 5 gold. Time to go do some random adventurer work.
Okay, where is the most?
Do none of you have money? Are none of you sitting on a small fortune that you could just fund this
I
with?
feel like some of the old crew is.
I am, yeah.
Okay, well.
Pause.
Well.
Oh, I could fix this. Anyways, what's the plan, guys?
I mean, look at it this way. He gets paid the same if he gives nothing to the crew. Like, you're not giving him an incentive to actually give any
Yeah,
money.
but we
to
won't
the
be
crew.
able to get the job done if he doesn't give the money.
Yeah,
No,
there are other ways of getting the job done. That's the whole point.
He could buy some shares.
That is true. Now, normally, private ships, like, and privateering vessels like this, they try to avoid that because then it just becomes like a normal government ship where the officers end up making 30 times more than the average ship crew members. So the most that the crew will ever agree to is Ethan getting like 4 shares instead of 2. And that's if he puts up a lot of money. Because again, the whole point of these ships are to be equitable.
How much money are we talking here?
Probably 100, because that's double what the ship's coffer started with. And again, if the ship doesn't make a crazy amount of profit, you're not making your money back.
Yeah, the thing is, I don't think anyone anticipates us making a lot of money on this trip. That's just not the goal of the trip, right? So.
Ethan sees the complexities of financing a middle-aged vessel.
It's not. There's not much incentive to invest in the ship. Right. And
yeah. So can we have your money so we can go kill some 2 people?
Now you will get a bounty paid by the Lord Rothschild for doing all
What's
this.
our expected buyout?
Your current expected buyout is 500 gold spread across 169 shares.
That's how much we have now, and we're gonna spend more than that.
Well, no, 500, not 50. You guys are expecting 500 gold. So each member of the crew would get 7 gold for this job, which for an average person is incredible. It's just for, adventure money. That's not that much.
Yeah. But they're not actually gonna get 7, right? Because we're gonna keep some of it to repair the ship.
Yeah, probably.
Okay.
Though again, that is one of the things that literally leads to mutiny, so don't take too much for ship maintenance.
I think
I'm fine with
Alex
a little bit of mutiny.
Take like the bare minimum to keep the ship from sinking.
Yeah. But that might be a lot because the ship is probably gonna be in rough shape at the end of this. I don't know if you've heard of sea worms.
Yeah. Also, people take people. It's like the amount you took this time, 50 gold, was about. You guys got 1,000 gold. Sorry, the ship got 1,000 gold from the previous mission, and they had 50 at the end, which I think is what is that like 1%? No, so a percentage point. That's low. 5%. Yeah, so 5% of the total profit, or sorry, total revenue is that'd be an acceptable number, plus or minus a bit. But, anyways, it sounds like we have no method of acquiring financing that doesn't involve selling our souls or Ethan getting all the ship shares, which no one will accept. So we should just plan to do work on the way.
Yeah, that's.
And there's no possible way that we can accept work in the city-state.
No, there's not that many people who give out works, and there's the government, and Lord Rothschild is in the government, so no one in the government's going to do that. Then there are criminal gangs, which maybe they'd have you move a couple things, but the amount of heat you'd take from being smugglers could like doom this entire mission. So unless you guys want to take a smuggling mission, then
no. I don't
okay.
think
Are there not businesses? Are they all owned by?
There
the
are,
state?
but you guys aren't a merchant vessel. You're a warship.
Okay.
So that would leave like the more traditional jobs for the Defiance, which is what you did for most of your lives, were privateering jobs. But again, the city-state government isn't going to give you a privateer's license.
So that looks like that's the government just keep telling you to go raid somewhere and you doing it.
Yeah, they say go to this geographic area. You will fly the flag of our country. You will board ships of this nation's country. You will treat the crew like this. You will acquire this amount of gold, and you can keep this percentage of the amount that you acquire.
Okay. And in Patricia, what would that look like?
You have actually done privateering work for the Mythosians, right? Or did you privateer against them?
I privateered against them.
Okay, then you would know that most work in Mythosia is actually done by the Imperial fleet. They only give privateering missions to privateers. Sorry, they only give missions to privateers for very, very dangerous work because they don't want to lose actual warships. So it's like if they think a warship has a bunch of gunpowder on it, for instance, they'll send a privateering vessel to do it because they don't want to risk it exploding and killing an Imperial warship.
So our options are I fund this entire thing.
And get barely compensated for it.
Or we go and look for work in the most dangerous like battle zone for ships in the entire world.
Yeah.
Can't just like go, or can we just like go to another port and see if there's anything available?
The problem is everything past this line to the west, like this whole area is Mythosia. So,
what does privateering look like in Al Sarah?
Al Sarah, well, they actually have been very generous in recent years. They've hired on entire pirate crews. They've hired, basically, like, entire warlords from Galadrim have joined with Al Sarah. So you would be either raiding Cavaranth's coastline, you'd be fighting for them on behalf of them against Galadrim, Mythosian raiders, Athenians. A lot of different targets and pretty generous compensation rates because they have a lot of enemies.
That sounds
all right. Ben, can you plan how long it would take to get to Al Sarah? And
specifically,
we don't have enough money to get there.
Yeah, I would. Depending on how much it is, I would fund that. Maybe.
Okay.
Specifically, you guys want to go to Saint Genezar. That is the only port where foreigners are allowed.
Is that this one way down here?
Yeah, that is. That is indeed.
What about in like a Galadrim proper?
There, as you guys heard, which was, none of you have been to Galadrim in a long time, but from the members of the crew who have been, it's to hell. There is no central government. There is no, even warlords don't pay that much for privateering. They just make their own pirate crews. They don't pay other people because they don't have a central government. Like, honestly, being in Galadrim is just dangerous. You're not going to make much money, and everyone knows it. So when they send through merchant vessels past it, they almost always have guard. So it's like,
Alex, is open ocean on average still the same speed, or is there like an inherent slow up or slow down?
Open ocean does not inherently slow you down. The Hammer's Fall does.
Okay. What does it slow you down to?
It depends on weather and the time of year you decide to cross, but you guys are likely going to be crossing in, let me check. Fall, so it won't be that bad.
That's good.
If you get delayed somehow and you try to cross during winter, you can expect borderline monsoon winds.
Oh. So it sounds like just don't cross then?
Correct. But if you get to, Ravinium in October, that means sitting in that port for 3 months, and I don't think you guys actually have money to sit in a port for 3 months.
I suppose it's that or die in a monsoon.
Yeah.
Just die. Well, I
so the real answer is just to get to Ravinium before the monsoon season and just cross.
What's the speed in fall time?
During fall, you can expect light to mild winds against you, so you'll have to rely on oars, which means that you will likely move either 1/3 or 1/2 of your maximum possible speed of 148. The main risk in the Hammer's
like 50
Fall.
Then.
Yeah, like 50. And the main risk in the Hammer's Fall is navigation. Navigation in open ocean is really fucking hard.
So that means 6 days. We call that 10 days, which means that's like 30 days to get to Galadrim, and then we're back at the normal rate, right?
Yep, back to normal rate. In fact, you're actually moving a bit faster because you're moving southward, which winds push that direction.
All right, and then jumping this should be easy, right?
Super easy. It's not even really like no risk.
All right, so 30 plus another 5 days is 35 days. So then I want to look at...
So that means you need 24 rations, which you would need a lot of gold for.
is 103 gold. So Ethan, you just have to spot us a cool 53 gold plus whatever else we need. That's only food.
54 gold. 54 gold.
54 gold. Thank you.
Yeah.
All right, looks like I'm getting an additional share.
Okay. All right. Ethan is purchasing an additional share. The crew will accept this. You know, the 3 shares is not unheard of. Ethan, remove 53 gold from your sheet.
Wait, and how much money are you putting in? No, we're gonna need more than 53.
Oh.
Don't we need stuff that isn't food?
Yes, he was going to put in 54 for a share, which is reasonable.
Right, but what if it was like 60?
Ooh, well, how much are you willing to invest for a share, Ethan?
Right now the number seems to be 53.
Okay, well.
Okay, but what if it was 60?
But like, I'm just saying, like, don't we need things that aren't food?
You do, but keep in mind, you can sell things that are currently in the cargo, such as cannonballs, because you don't have any cannons on your ship.
Oh.
You have 1 ballista.
Why do we have cannons?
Because you killed a ship called the Prince Henry and took all their shit.
Oh, right.
Including cannonballs and mangonel shots and all that other stuff.
Why did they have cannonballs?
Because they had cannons on their ship.
Why didn't we also take those?
Because the ship was sunk.
Oh.
It's crazy that you were here for all these things and yet recall none of it.
It's been like years,
That's true.
You want to remind me how long ago this was?
My D&D memory is very good. That's all I'm saying. Okay.
Because you're the DM.
Yeah,
and
sorry.
you have
That's
to,
great.
yeah.
That's great.
Guy who writes notes about what happened remembers them better.
Based. But yeah, you can sell a lot of the stuff on this ship. So I think for now, let's focus on food.
Yep. All right, yeah.
Ben, you technically are you do all the stuff about ship maintenance and financing. So if you think that 54 gold for 1 share is unfair, you can negotiate.
54 gold for 1 share. So we're expecting to get, oh, no, I think that's fair.
So I'm putting in 54
The expected
gold.
payout per share is like 7 gold, right? Yeah,
gold,
that's fair.
Can I negotiate 2 shares out of that?
No.
The expected payout for 1 share is 7 gold. I'm giving you 54.
Yeah.
Explain to me why I can't negotiate 2.
Because I said no.
Based. Holy fucking based.
I will. Oh, are you the one that decides this? Or is this like
Yes.
So the way that ship shares are decided is the quartermaster makes a full proposition, everyone's ship shares and the amount contributed. Then the whole crew votes on it. And I'm just telling you now, the crew will never accept anyone getting more than 4 shares. It's just never going to happen. Because then they could just work on a government ship and get pittance.
Yeah. So I'm proposing 2, which brings my total up to 4.
Yeah, and I'm saying no.
Damn.
Fair enough. I suppose I can't. If I can't do anything about it, I can't do anything about it.
It brings you way too close to mutiny.
All right. Well, the captain drops 54 gold. The ship's coffers are brought up to 104 gold, and Ethan now has 3 ship shares. So when eventually it all pays out, he will get 21 gold. Pug man.
Yo, for my 54 gold investment. Yo.
That means you're incentivized to make as much money on this expedition as possible. Who cares about morality? It's time to pirate some fucking fishing vessels, bro.
Yo, how many shares can I buy with an Electrum?
Ships?
Shares.
That's base, bro. That's funny. All right, Ben, you have 104 gold. Do we want to pull the ripcord and buy 24 days worth of rations to bring us up to 35?
Yeah.
Okay.
Wait.
Dwarf. That's why. That makes more sense.
Hold on.
I'm waiting. I am in the process of waiting.
Yeah, I want to do that.
Okay. Boom. Then we buy up to 35 days rations. Okay. Next, we have carpentry supplies. These are kind of non-negotiable. They're already on the ship. No reason to sell them. No reason to keep them. Get rid of them. They just need to be there. Next, we have muskets and bullets. So this is kind of a thing that, again, was acquired from another ship. No one on the ship actually uses muskets. Now, if you want, you can equip every Marine with them. But as of right now, no one on the ship actually uses muskets. So what do we want to do with that?
Is anybody trained in how to use them?
Yes. Every Marine, because they're all from the colonies, that's where you hire them on. All of them would have firearm proficiencies.
I think it's probably worth. Let's move down the list and we can sell them later if we need cash. But
cannonballs and mangonel shots are the easiest here. You don't have either of those vessels things on your ship. You have a single ballista, which you have no ammo for. So these are not, unfortunately, explosive cannonballs. Those would sell for a small fortune, as in several gold per. These are just iron balls. So iron balls are going to sell for 5 electrum per ball, and mangonel shots are going to sell for 2 electrum per ball.
Okay.
And we are looking to getting some ballista ammunition, Ben.
Indeed.
Yeah, certainly.
Oh wait, I need to double check something before I.
Also, Alex, sorry, I never got my background stuff because I just forgot to do that.
Oh.
So what do I get for gold and stuff as a background for my sheet?
Go look at merchant, because that is what I was basing it on. So whatever merchants get, you can, and if you want to modify it slightly, that's fine since you're doing a custom.
I'll make it a little bit more, yeah.
Gold.
Yeah, theme.
Yeah, it's 50. It's 50. It actually says I get 4 shares.
That's crazy how that works, isn't it?
Yeah.
I am a dip.
Yep. See, Aaron.
See, dude.
Yeah.
Alrighty. Where's my commodities handout? I need my commodities handout.
Where's the backgrounds handout?
It's in rules, character creation, backgrounds, and
use the restroom.
Okay.
Aha, there it is.
Also, are we always Sundays at 4? Is that just
No.
like
We have to find.
We
a
can
new
do
time.
Sundays at 5:30 just because
we'll find a new time. We'll find a new time. I don't know.
as long as it's like a little after 5, I can do almost any day.
All right.
Okay, a purse containing 1d10 gold pieces. Nice.
Fog. That sounds about right for a merchant.
What's the
6?
is
Nice.
marine one of the backgrounds?
I believe so. Yeah. You should double check that though. I'm not sure if it is.
It's not. It's not.
Oh, if it's not there, then it's not one of the backgrounds.
Okay. All right.
You probably got it from the Salt March thing, because for that campaign I added like 2 or 3 unique backgrounds for that campaign alone.
I see.
Yeah. Okay. This is what I was looking for. A pound
yeah, there it
of iron. So if you convert those to Valoros prices, yeah. Okay. Everything I said was right before.
All right, this says that I get a cart and a mule for hauling your wares.
You do not. You do not get either of those things.
No
that's
mule
funny.
on the boat.
No mule on the boat. You do get navigator's tools though, which is basically the same
Hey,
as those two.
that just sounds like an extra ration to me.
A mule. All right, so I'll add now.
While Ben's adding those, I was reading a lot about boats in the last month just to like figure out what the vibe was, like what actually, how all this shit works, you know? And I got really stuck reading this secondary source by a PhD historian on how Viking longships worked like logistically. And after returning from a raid on England, the average Viking longship would have 6 animals on it.
Oh, wow.
Which fucking blew my mind. Like cows and goats and mostly chickens for obvious reasons. But
They make it back with 6 animals?
yeah. Like basically the sleeping situation on a longship would be like all the people at the prow, goods in the center, animals at the back, and sometimes animals would just jump overboard and be like, well, they're dead, like we're never gonna see those again, and just keep going. And there are like stories in sagas about people diving into the water and like saving cows, and that made them a hero in their village because that cow could like, you know, produce with the local cows and make a whole new generation of cows for the village. Like it's so funny.
How do you save the cow that jumps
no way.
overboard?
Yeah, that's
Yeah, how
insane.
do you say
If I recall correctly, in the saga, which again, these are not like real, they're like folk tales, but the guy had a cord of rope wrapped around himself, the other one tied to the mast, jumped out to the water, grabbed the cow, and then they reeled him in, and then he pulled the cow. It was like a calf, not a full grown cow, but pulled him and the calf up onto the ship.
I don't know why I was imagining like a full-grown cow.
They also did
I
take
was like-
full-grown cows, but I don't think they could
I was
ever save
expecting
them.
somebody like jumping into like open ocean, swimming down to a sinking cow, swimming up, holding it.
Holy giga Chad.
Okay,
all right.
So Alex, instead of a mule and a cart, can I just get something equally valuable?
Sure. How value
What
do?
would that
Yeah, so a mule is worth, I believe, 800 pence.
Really? That's
yeah.
cheap.
Very cheap. Yeah, they're almost a little bit more expensive than dogs.
God.
Also kind of true in real life. It's crazy how cheap farm animals are. It actually blew my fucking mind. Anyways, 800 pence for a mule, and I think a cart's even less than that.
Okay. How do I delete an item?
You click the.
I figured it out. Okay.
Okay. And then a cart is 1500.
I want to add a wooden shield to my sheet, but I want to do like the real one.
I think you already
Not
have
like-
one of those on your sheet.
Oh yeah, sorry, I'm silly.
You are.
Thanks.
Oh, also, there's a druid requirement that says you can't use metal equipment.
Yeah.
loosely keep to that, but I'm not going to be super ridiculous about it because
I wasn't going to use like metal weapons.
Yeah, but like ships require metal to function, so I'm not going to be like, oh, you can't touch a nail. Like that's just silly.
Yeah, no, I honestly hated that whole fucking thing. Like, droids should be able to wear cool shit.
Yeah, I don't. I think it's fine to not have them wear armor, but like from a role playing perspective, but like. It's like being vegan when all you're surrounded by is cows. Like at a certain point, you gotta be reasonable and start eating meat.
Like I know I'm on a ship, but I'm actually against wood construction.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I'm against bending the natural world.
Alex, I was looking at the afterguard in our thing, and I was looking at their ages before I was looking at their races, and I saw 94 on there.
Yeah, you're like, damn, we got an old ass man on our ship.
Somewhat confused before.
He's a youngin. Ustrad Belagust. He's a real young fellow. Also, he's a Red Mountain Dawi.
Does he have a beard?
Yes, he does.
Rip Bozo.
As far as you know, Red Mountain Dawi don't have Slayers.
Alex, I'm just gonna get like a silk cloak and call that good.
Sounds good. Oh, you can call it there's that cultural thing that the Neftarans have. I think it's called a juba. It's like a mark of adulthood in Neftarans.
Oh, nice.
Let me find it. Yeah, traditional cloaks worn by Neftaran caravaneers to protect their clothing from the erosion of the Great Desert, and you get it when you become an adult. So,
what's it called?
Yeah. Juba, Jubba. Also, I forgot that the Neftarans had like a slur for dwarves. That's crazy. They call them Hazud. They call them Hazud.
What does a cloak weigh? A couple pounds?
Like 2 pounds.
Cool.
Oh wow, they only have one for dwarves. That's weird.
They should have one for halflings.
You would think,
really
yeah.
Don't like the dwarves.
Well, you could add them. You say you would think, like you didn't write this.
I mean, I did, but at a certain point, it gets so long ago that I just start referring to like, oh, someone else wrote this because it just I don't remember what I was thinking when I wrote this shit.
That's a good one, Ben. You fucking got his ass.
He did get my ass. All right. So cannonballs and mangonels. We can sell the cannonballs for 5 electrum each. The mangonel shots for 2 electrum each. So do we just want to sell them all?
Yeah, I don't see why not.
Perfect. I'm going to record the profit in pence, not in anything else, just because it'll be shrimple. Oh, whoops! I should you guys all the adventure here. That was unintentional. Okay, so that's the profit for that one, and then the mangonels will be 200. So you'll get 9 gold from selling all of those. All right, now we have winter clothes. Ancient Elven Sword, +1, a keg of gunpowder, a breastplate, barrels of gunpowder, a light crossbow.
So what's the
21.
story on this sword? That seems like an important one to resolve.
Yeah, the party was delving into a ruin called the Sunless Citadel. Within, they found a dead band of adventurers alongside a necromancer. They killed all of them, and one of the adventurers beside the necromancer had this in his hand.
Yeah, okay.
And then it just they just sort of stopped using it.
What would it sell for?
It is a magical item, so a fuck ton. Likely somewhere in the range of, let me pull up my magical item sheet. Likely between 100 to 500 gold.
Oh.
Okay, so I have 3 shares for nothing.
Well, and this is counted as profit, so if this manages to stay in the ship's coffers until you guys reach Tucson, then no, you actually just made a massive amount of money.
Well, let's not do that. No,
you all get money too.
Well, no, I would literally rather like okay, first of all, none of us get money if we die on the journey. I'm not trying to short Ethan. I'm just saying I think it's actually not optimal either way.
Okay. Well, do we want to sell it?
Does anybody else want it?
I mean, plus it's a short sword, so it could be used by almost anyone because of how many rogues you have.
Oh yeah. Let's move on from it if we can get enough money somehow else.
All right.
Well, wait, sorry. That would literally let us like not have to do this whole Al Sarah business, right?
Yeah.
Oh, guys.
What was the +1 short sword?
Yeah. I'm gonna highly encourage you sell that.
Yeah, I'm gonna say, like, genuinely, I just think selling that is just better. Like, for me, from what I'm understanding about this campaign, there isn't gonna be as much direct player combat. It's more gonna be ship combat, as well as I feel like with just player combat, it's like gonna be like 2 people that are just fucking destroying people.
I would imagine so, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just don't. I don't see somebody getting a +1 sword being long-term easier than like skipping a side quest.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
Like, we could just get our objective like 3 sessions faster if we just sell this thing that, you know,
Gives you
we'll
a
have,
5%
like-
power increase.
yeah.
Yeah. No one. Yeah. Let's.
Okay, well then, since Ben, I think, is away from his computer, Ethan, roll me the Seminole 1d5 to see how much it sells for.
Thank you.
Oh, well, then Ethan, Ben, roll the 1d5.
No, I'm actually away from my computer.
Oh my god, it's fucking guy. It's fucking guy.
Sorry. I'm on my phone.
Oh.
Okay,
Let's go.
it sells for 400 gold.
Nice. Okay, and that doesn't have to go to people, right?
No, that is instantly in the ship's coffers.
Okay, and ship's coffers never ends up counting as profit. That
It
belongs
does.
To the
When you get to the when you get to the end of the voyage, that is the ship's coffers is where all the ship shares come out of.
Okay.
Yeah.
So whatever we don't use will be returned to the crew.
Wait, hold on. But how are we getting paid if we're on the other side of the planet?
There are ways to transport money across vast distances.
Teleporting it?
That is one option, or there are ships that are much faster than yours that are specifically designed to do like letters and things like that, and you'll probably end up sitting in Tucson a couple weeks or months waiting for your payment.
Okay. Huh. Cool. Well,
Cool.
then that's enough money that we can ball out and buy. Okay, is there anything we need, or do you think that we just hold that and then?
Well, I think ballista
we
bolts
can-
would be a big one.
Yeah.
Yeah, what do those cost?
That's a good one.
Ballista bolts. Oh, also, there's some other ship-specific stuff we'll probably want to buy, but we'll start with ballista bolts. Ballista bolts will cost. Where is it? 2
What
electrum
fucking
per
Aaron
bolt. He left a while ago, man.
Oh shit.
2 electrum per ballista bolt.
What's electrum to gold again?
10 electrum in 1 gold. So we
Okay,
could get
so
5
each
shots
gold
per
we buy-
gold.
I don't know. Do you want to? Would 50 shots be enough? Drop 10 gold?
You can do an average of 4 attacks per turn with the galley in terms of ship combat.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Why don't you do 100?
That'd be 50 gold.
10 gold.
No, sorry, 100 gold.
Wait,
10 gold.
Ben was right the first time. It's 50 gold for 100, I think, right? Because it'd be, oh god, I can't do math. There's 2 electrum per. There's 5 bolts
So
in each gold.
5 gold.
So 100 bolts, divide that by 5. It's 20 gold. 20 gold for
20 gold.
100 bolts. Do we want to do that?
That should be enough to get us at least to the next port where we could buy more. Right?
Unless you're doing
Yes.
like 8
Yes,
combats, then yeah,
exactly.
that should be more than enough.
Yeah, it should be more than enough. If we will need them, then we can buy more. But
Yeah.
Yeah, it's because that's not like. Yeah, it's never something we'll ever have enough.
All right.
Too much.
And I will subtract 20 gold from the ship. All right, 389 gold on the ship. Now there are a couple of ship-specific items that could be purchased. A couple of these you already have, such as an anchor. You already have one of those. But there are some things that are insanely expensive, but very useful. There's one in particular that I'm thinking of, which is an astrolabe. It is a navigational tool, and it costs 100 gold. It's absurdly expensive, but it gives you 1d6 on your navigator's tools checks while at night.
Okay. Would I get any particular bonuses to that because of?
You could you need a navigator's tools to be able to even use it.
Yeah, no. Not because I have navigator's tool proficiencies, because of my race and religion.
Oh, because of your
And-
knowledge of the stars? No, your knowledge of the stars is what even allows you to use the item.
Oh.
Yeah. An untrained person wouldn't even know what to do with it.
Yeah, like
Okay.
looking at an astrolabe, it's like, what the fuck?
Yeah. I mean, I'm gonna like hard advocate for it, but that's just me.
Like,
It is
okay,
1/3 of your
real
total
quick,
money.
Let's
at the
post
moment.
this in the general real quick. Can
You're the
anyone
money
process? Can anyone process what the fuck this thing?
I bet
do?
Ben in real life can probably guess what it's used for.
Oh, I see.
Um,
Okay, the ones that you've looked up are like there's a diagram of someone using it, and it,
Oh, there is.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie, it doesn't.
Oh, okay, I see it now. I only was
It has to do
wondering-
with measuring stars and then their degree of position from the horizon, and then using that to cross-reference star charts that you currently have, and then figure out your position on the planet.
Alex,
Yeah.
and Does that not? Is there no way that I can just do that using the magic?
Oh, you
word
can
item,
already.
My star item.
You can do a little bit of that, but all that the astrolabe is an incredibly precise tool. That's all it is. It allows you to figure out exact degree angles, which just makes your navigation more accurate. That's why it gives you an extra d6.
Okay, and it gives me an extra d6 on top of a roll that's currently a d20 plus a d4, right?
Yes. And it's only at nighttime because that's when you can see the stars. Though actually, your item would make it a 24-hour thing because you could always get a map of the stars.
Yeah.
I think wombo comboing those two things are excellent. I'm going to.
You're gonna advocate for it?
I'm gonna advocate for this. Yeah.
Okay, cool.
I would say just like
we should hear what the other stuff is first.
Yeah, that's true.
That was the big thing. The secondary thing I was going to say is to get a bigger anchor, because right now you guys have a normal medium-sized anchor. It's sufficient. It stops your ship pretty close to immediately. The only reason to get a bigger anchor is if you guys want to end up anchoring in deep ocean. Right now you can only do it on the coast in a very limited depth on the coast. But if you drop 16 gold, you can do it not true deep ocean like this area between the continents, but you could do it in the sort of deeper parts.
What our current ones sell for?
2 gold.
Okay, so we end up spending 14.
Yeah.
I say we do it.
That seems fine.
It sounds
okay.
Like
dude, this elven
investment.
sword is huge. I feel like we have so much money now.
Yeah, magical items do be like that.
Yeah.
Do we still want Adrian to have an extra share or no?
I mean, he did pay the money. So.
Oh yeah, I guess he did pay the money.
I already invested the money, so.
All right, we now have a large anchor.
Can I request we make a morale?
Bro, what are you eating, Ben? You're so loud.
Goldfish, sorry.
Oh.
Sorry.
What's your idea, Ethan?
I don't know, just a purchase for the crew, right? Like just something
like luxury goods.
Morale. Yeah, just
or like
that...
Netflix.
Ooh. Actually, this is a really easy one. You guys could spend 2 gold on buying a spices. So that you can spice cooking.
Yeah. And that would be enough to last the whole time.
Yeah, I mean you're using tiny little pieces of it, but yeah, that should be enough to get. Yeah.
I think that's a good investment.
All right, and yeah, the cook will just basically shave off tiny little pieces of nutmeg into every meal. Okay.
Easy way to boost morale.
All right,
This
cool.
is a common magic item that just allows you to just like have basically an infinite amount of spices.
Monka S. Luckily, it's never come up in Valorous because that'd be worth a fortune.
Monka S.
All right.
Is there anything else? 2 gold wasn't that much. Seems pretty easy.
No, it's not that much. If we're willing to drop, are we committed to dropping the 100 gold on the astrolabe? Because I can subtract it all now.
I would say yeah, like being able to use it 24 hours. Downside and just like negated plus.
Okay.
Yeah.
Like just
Boom,
incredibly
boom.
precise navigation.
This is not a
Add
ship
all.
inventory item. This is a personal, Kaheen item. So I will add that to Benjamin's sheet.
Nice.
All right.
Aisha goaded.
Aisha
But
goaded.
the ship still owns it, right?
Yeah,
It
but
goes
yeah, it's just going to
somewhere.
be recorded on his sheet.
Okay,
Sheet.
And I
Okay.
will be stealing it later.
Based. Now we have 273 gold.
My character is good, guys.
And we can spend this on
Standard
buying
review.
weapons and armor if we want.
What's the current outfit of the crews looking like?
I would not
I've
worry
got-
about the crew itself. You're never going to make them combat effective. Only the Marines really matter, and they're fine.
Yeah, that's obviously.
Currently, the Marines have half plate, muskets, spears, and shields.
Damn. Okay, they seem fine.
I have a stick and a wooden circle.
Do you want anything else?
Yeah, go.
Would you like
go for
5 of my
Okay,
daggers?
wait, yeah. Jackson has actual just clothes. We should get him something.
yes, let's buy Jackson's stuff.
Jackson, what
what
would
do
you
you
like? Yeah, we're going to the grocery store.
I'm proficient in rapiers and short swords. So
Cool. Do we want to buy him a mithril rapier?
How
Mithril
much is that?
What?
A mithril rapier would cost 100 gold.
Yeah,
Yeah,
not,
no.
why not just like a normal rapier?
I would get a second half.
Sorry,
No,
dude.
better idea. Jackson, would you like 5 of my daggers?
How is that a better idea?
Yeah, I think as a
because we don't have to spend
swashbuckler,
money.
yeah, but as a swashbuckler, he benefits from having a single-handed, like, dueling weapon that does more damage than a dagger.
You can throw them.
I mean, he did. Yeah, I mean, he's spitting facts right now.
Well, give him the rapier, and if he wants daggers, he can have them too. These ones
Okay.
are all pretty cheap, aren't they? They cost like electrums.
Yeah, and a rapier costs 500 pence, so 5 electrum,
we're fine.
half a gold. But we'd only have gold at the moment, so we'd be able to round up that
Well-
and purchase multiple things at once.
Yeah. Let's.
We could purchase 2 of
So
them.
what else do we want?
Oh yeah, anything else?
And that.
Ammo,
Is there anything?
range weapons.
Jackson,
Let's.
would you-
Does anybody need armor? I don't have any armor.
I need navigator's tools also too, don't I?
Oof, baboof. Yeah, you do if you want to do any checks related to them.
those
Let's
are
see how much they cost. I feel like they're probably expensive, but I don't actually.
Wait, can I give him my navigator's tools and I use the astrolabe?
The astrolabe is not a navigator tool. It's a part of your kit as a navigator tool. Yeah.
Dang
So
it.
remember, navigator's tools are something
It's
like
2.5 gold. So you could buy a rapier and navigator's tools for 3 gold.
Flat? Then let's do that because that's an
Okay.
even purpose.
All right, boom, purchased. Jackson, add those to your sheet. I'll add the rapier just so.
Oh wait,
does
Alex,
that.
when we were buying the ballista things, could I not roll a check to save some money?
You did not buy 50 of. Oh, you did. Yes, roll a check, Charisma.
Okay. Let's
I
hope
forgot you
this
bought
one
100
goes
of them.
About
better.
100 of them, didn't we?
You did buy 100 of them. That's why I said, oh, you did. And Jackson, the navigator's tools weigh 2 pounds for your records.
That's a pretty good one.
damn, y'all.
13?
Why is your tool so much cheaper?
A
than
13
mine?
is a pass.
Or so much
so-
lighter. I mean,
The that would mean so you paid 2 electrum per,
paid-
so you get a
we
20%
paid 20
discount
gold.
on all of the. Okay, yeah, thank you. So you
We
paid 2
paid
less
20
gold.
gold.
All right, 2 gold back from the coffers. Congrats.
Yo!
This is from the swashbuckler page. So does this mean I'm supposed to have 2 weapons or just can't?
You can benefit from 2 weapons, absolutely, yeah. Do you want to buy another weapon? It has to have the light property, I believe. So you could do a short sword, you could do a dagger, you could do a scimitar. No, you're not proficient with scimitars. Yeah, it's basically just a short sword or a dagger.
I'd certainly like that.
Short
Yeah.
sword?
Wield.
Okay,
Tank-
short sword
tank-
costs 400 pence.
take the
Okay.
Wield pill.
So let's put that on the shopping list and not buy it yet because rounding.
Okay.
Jackson, would you benefit from armor of some kind?
Yeah, probably.
There you go.
Would you
What
want
would a oh sorry, good.
studded leather would be the best possible rogue armor.
Yeah.
And that costs 1 gold flat.
Unfortunately.
I can give. I feel like my character is going to be staying very far away from combat. So if you want, what I can do is I can give you my studded leather.
Are you not a pugilist?
No, I'm not a pugilist.
What are you?
We'll just.
I'm a rogue. I see.
What are you?
I think I could see the reason I was going rogue initially was for the expertise, but then I realized I couldn't get expertise in it at all.
Oh.
So I mean, I could just go straight over to pugilist.
Yeah, you should just remake your sheet as pugilist, lol.
It's not hard to do. I could literally just bloop 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 bloop. Oh.
Yeah, I mean, okay, so Jackson could get studded leather. How much is that?
1 gold flat.
That's fine. I don't
want to
know
subtract
if
that
I
from the
want
sheet?
armor.
For Jackson?
Add the shopping list because again, around. I mean, I guess that's a whole gold.
No, that's
But
fine.
whatever. Let's just wait.
Alright.
So we
Yeah,
wanted a short sword
sword
for
and-
Jackson.
Yeah, and studded leather.
And
Those are on the
armor.
shopping list. We're at a 1400 right now.
Okay. Do I need armor?
I mean, you would benefit from it, certainly, yeah.
How much is normal leather?
Normal leather is
Actually,
500.
can a druid wear studded leather?
I
That's
believe
metal.
so, yeah. I have a character in another campaign who came across this. Now, to be honest, I don't actually think it's best for you, because what's your dex mod?
My dex mod is finding it. +1.
Yeah, so hide armor would actually be better for you, because it weighs less than studded, and you'd have the same AC.
Oh, that sounds better. I'll wear hide armor.
All right, that costs 1 gold as well.
Can I get bugbear hide?
Those are not typically skinned and worn in the city-state, because they are full citizens of the city.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, yikes.
I just want one of
Sorry.
the players to roll up to be like, hey, can I buy human leather armor?
My dex mod is +3.
Yes, which is why you're getting studded leather, because you benefit from it more than hide.
All right,
I thought they both had a max of.
No,
How do I
studded
add
leather
hide to
doesn't
my
have a
sheet?
max.
What's the? It's the I, right? Hide.
Yeah. Oh, are we actually buying this stuff?
Well, okay, sorry. I won't.
We're
add it.
currently at
Yes, let me do it, I
2.4
guess.
gold. Yeah, we're currently
Yeah,
at
I'll
2.
wait. Sorry.
It's all right. That's all right.
All right. What else? We want,
Armor's
guys?
cheaper than I thought. I will say.
Until you get to heavy armor, yeah, it's very cheap. Never talk about the price of plate armor.
What else are we looking to buy?
Do we need any shields? Do we need any ammo for weapons? Do we want any guns? Do we want to buy any firearms for the ship?
What are firearms? What's the like? Fucking is it dex based?
They are ranged weapons, so yes, they are dex based.
Ooh.
We could always do the classic spending the rest of our money on pitons.
Real.
No,
You could buy a donkey.
You know, I find it so fucking funny that like ball bearings are as expensive they are in base 5 D&D when bearings like are incredibly difficult to manufacture.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Could we buy like a fishing net?
I could go for a firearm.
I'll be honest. Unlike normal overland travel in D&D, where foraging is like a really big aspect, you will literally never be able to forage enough food to feed 103 people. It's just not possible. There's 108 people. Yeah. So yes, you can bring a fishing net and you can do it as a like recreational thing, and I will find a price for that. But there's a reason why we're never going to talk about foraging checks this entire campaign. Because I actually looked it up, like, oh, could these ships feed themselves? And the answer was no. Not even closed. They always had to have rations on board, or death would be inevitable. A fisher's kit will cost. Where is it? Somewhere in here. I've seen it before.
Should we get some of these other boat items, like a gangplank?
You would already have most of those on the ship.
Yes. Yeah, like a lot of that shit's kind of baked in.
I actually can't find a fishing rod on the thing. I know it's somewhere, but I can't find it.
What if everyone gets a fishing rod?
Damn.
If everyone catches one fish 3 times a day, we're good.
So true, King.
Wait, why doesn't that work?
Because the ship stopped. What do you mean? Also, there's not 360 fish underneath your ship.
What if we
if the ship's moving, it is.
Yeah,
that's
why
powerful.
We move and do it
That's
at the same
powerful.
time.
I'm literally crying out my eyes.
In more debt slaves and have them do the fishing.
That's so true. And then you just
we don't feed them. They don't get
yeah. This is a great idea.
They have to just catch the fish.
That is good.
I'm glad that we had this powwow. Oh, it's an adventurer kit. That's why. I was like, I know there's a fishing rod somewhere. Because it's in the items, not in the... Alright, where's my fishing rod at? Here it is. I found it. A fishing rod and tackle will cost you 20 pence. Alright, so our current order is at 3.42
Can I
gold.
be a druid with a gun?
Yeah, I mean, it's metal, so there's some questions there, but...
I would like a gun.
I don't care. Which one do you want?
Firearms thing, obviously.
No, does anybody want a gun though? We can buy a gun.
Yeah, I
Which one? Want a musket?
I think I'll want one.
Now, keep in mind, there is the whole reload thing and the misfire thing.
Oh, I'm plenty aware.
I know you are, but you're the only one that's ever actually rolled for misfires.
50% misfire chance, fucking.
Because you fucked that gun up so bad. Anyways, yeah, a normal musket only has a 2 out of 20 misfire chance, so 10%.
Yeah, what are the costs for pistol versus musket?
Well, they're all really fucking expensive, unsurprisingly. Almost all of them cost more than any weapon available. So a palm pistol is 500 pence. Pistol is 1500, so 1.5 gold. A musket is 3 gold. Pepper box 2.5 gold. Blunderbuss 3.5 gold. And hand mortars you literally cannot purchase. You need them master crafted by a gunsmith. Also, the ammo of these is fucking ridiculous. It's 5 gold for 20 bullets.
Is Rudolph not a master gunsmith?
Christ.
No.
It does say that. It does say 5 gold.
Yeah. That's the main thing about firearms. They're a little bit better than standard range weapons, actually, but they are way more expensive.
Oh, and you get the archery bonus for those too. Based. Yeah, let's do it.
Oh,
right.
I do not have proficiency with firearms. Nope, never mind.
If you have martial weapons, then you have firearms, but
I do not have martial weapons. I am a rogue.
What do spears cost?
Spears, I'm gonna guess almost nothing. Let me see. A spear will cost you the crippling sum of 70 pence.
I'm sure.
70 pence.
Yeah,
Okay.
So we're at 3.49 gold on our shopping list.
Well, I'm just looking at I'm trying to look at me getting a little bit of ranged weapons, and I'm thinking between a spear or maybe a sling.
Slings are
with
great.
some stones.
I like slings, but they're also stupidly cheap.
Yeah, I'll get a sling.
Okay, you buy a sling for 5 pence. We are now at
Right.
0.495.
Okay. And then what about ammo for that? Is that just rocks?
It is indeed just rocks, but they're specially shaped rocks, so they're actually not as cheap as you'd think. They're called bullets, actually, funnily enough. It costs 2 pence for 20 of them.
Okay. Wait. Hold on. I want to buy 50 of them and then haggle.
That's evil, bro. It's 5 pence for 50. Why would you haggle?
No, I'd like to buy 100. I'd like to buy 100 of them actually.
Okay. All right. Roll your charisma check.
Which is
So you have the potential to get 2 pence off of this.
That's basically 20 bullets for free.
No.
No, you do not get it. You did not get it taken off.
The dude spit in your face.
No, he doesn't spit, but the poor infant child who collected all these rocks weeps.
I tried to use my connection.
Yeah, you're like, I know your dad. Give me these rocks for cheaper. Oh god.
My dad works at firearm manufacturing.
Okay, I will pay for my own ammunition.
Okay. Do you want the ship to buy your musket for you then?
Yes.
Do we have enough like rope?
All of that, all the rigging, all the sails, we're not going to track that. That's why one of the reasons why you hire a sailmaker is to never have to worry about any of that map.
Okay. Then I think we're good.
Okay, then we owe a total of
for the ship.
a disguise for the ship. What do you mean by
fake
that?
Flag.
Oh, a fake flag? You can't buy those. They are, however, what do you call it?
Illegal?
Yeah, that one. But there's a word for it. Contraband. There it is. Contraband.
Can I spend some of my private money? Actually, I just realized I still only have daggers, and I feel like I want a little bit more.
You don't need to ask me if
dagger.
you want to spend private money. You can just do it.
All right, cool.
Okay, cool.
Well,
Then we.
also, okay. You don't want to spend our money?
I mean, I guess I can spend your money. How much is a rapier again?
500.
Cheap.
500 pence. How much? That's.
Yeah. So we are at right now 6,000 gold. Sorry, Jesus Christ. 6 gold and 15 pence. That's how much the ship is going to pay, and that includes your rapier.
Includes my rapier. Or
Yeah.
Jack's?
So do you want to your rapier? So do you want to overpay by 995?
No, just
pence.
stack up enough javelins
Let me see how much javelins.
I got.
or spears. I mean.
Okay,
Can I throw a spear?
You
Yes.
can indeed throw spears. Yes.
Okay.
You can chuck.
You know what? I'm gonna stick with my 10 daggers.
Ka-chow.
All right, divide by. Okay, you can get 15 spears. All right, cool.
Right.
We pay
That
7
goes on the
gold.
boat sheet, not on mine.
Yeah, we'll pay 7 gold.
Okay.
And
Can you
I'm just
run
gonna.
through what we bought so we all know
yeah.
how to do our shoots?
Yes, indeed. So
But I get to add hide armor.
Jackson, add a short sword and studded leather armor. Ben, add hide armor. Jackson, give yourself a fishing rod. I will add to the Defiance 15 spears. All right. Ben, add a sling and 100 sling bullets. Ethan, add a musket. And Xander, add a rapier.
Yee. I have a thing that does damage.
Congrats. Okay.
How much does each of those weigh?
A short sword weighs.
Sling bullets.
Let me see. Short sword will weigh 2 pounds. Studded leather armor weighs 13. Fishing rod weighs.
Oh my god, I have like 15
1.
pounds of sling bullets.
Yeah, yeah, you do. And we're using variant encumbrance in this game, so make
I
sure
was
that your
gonna
sheet
say, I
are.
think I'm carrying too many.
Yeah, make sure all
I
your
have to
sheets
turn
are
on
set to
variant
variant encumbrance.
Good.
Where?
Yeah, we did variant last
Where-
campaign, so.
Where is variant?
Oh, mine is not.
It's
Oh,
in
I'm
like the
still
middle
good.
column somewhere, right?
Yeah, it's in the right column. It's gonna be right under the
Encumbrance.
5 show global shit.
Yep.
Yep.
All right,
Also,
let's see.
I've already turned on the show exhaustion tracking because I feel like that is good.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm still below.
Okay,
We are
so I'm
carrying.
just gonna go over the items real quick. Jackson, you got short sword and studded. Perfect. You got
Yes.
you got hide, Ben.
Yeah, I got hide.
You got fishing rod, Jackson.
Yep.
Perfect. 15 spears are added there. Ben, you got 100 sling bolts and 1 sling.
Yep.
Ethan, musket.
Yep.
Rapier, Xander.
Yep.
Okay, cool. Purchases are done. Inventory has been inventoriized. I think that is all. I will work with Ben, Jackson, and Xander to get them tokens before session 1. We will schedule that in the server, but I think that is all for now. So, when we come back, the Defiance will have an altercation, which is what makes it leave port. Because there's a reason why. After 2 months of relative peace and Rothschild basically paying for your expenses, you chose to leave the city. So we'll resolve that. We will embark from the city, get used to the travel system. We'll learn a bit how boat mechanics work. Some things will happen, and the Voyages of the Defiance will begin again. So I'll see you next time, whatever that ends up happening. Hasta
Yay,
luego.
bye YouTube.
Bye YouTube.
Bye, YouTube.
We love you, YouTube.
Okay.